Let's rock
we live
and roll. It's a late show tonight, Mick.
Yeah.
We live?
We're live.
We're live.
Yeah, man.
We're joined here. We got one return guest, one new guest. We got the host and co-host of Menace's Mike. We got
Menace's Mike on the program, ladies and gentlemen. Friends of the program.
Friends of the program.
Thank you for having us, gentlemen.
Menace's Mike here
Little joint
in the
cast
Slick and Dick
going on.
Studios.
Yeah.
Well, last time
Returning customer.
we had Menace on. He was one fight lighter, and we were over there in the old studio in Boca.
That's right.
And I was 3 pros in a pot. No, I was just.
Oh, this ain't.
You were
I was
thinking
just
about
planning.
it. You didn't have it yet.
You guys are in the brainstorming phase.
That was the testing grounds.
It
to
was,
see how it goes.
and you kind of
You were like, these idiots
motivated
can
me.
do it. How hard can it
motivated me a little bit to get it going. I was like, you know what? I need to fucking get it going. This was fun. I think I'll have fun with my own show.
You can talk some shit now.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I can, but
Talk
you
some
know,
shit.
some of my shit is not meant for TV, and I know a lot of people say that shit, but like,
We had a
That's exactly what
we had a
did.
viral
I know,
clip.
exactly.
I don't know if you saw
Exactly
it,
what.
Greg. We had a clip go viral from we reacted to a Kevin Gates video.
oh yeah,
And in the Kevin Gates video, Kevin Gates was talking about how he disciplines his children, and Mike was like, "Hell yeah, this motherfucker's spitting." And then Kevin Gates talk about being corporal with his punishment, and Mike's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. Got to keep them kids in check." And Kevin Gates says, "How old is your kid?" He go, "Well, he's 1." And we all
look on everybody's faces.
okay.
Okay.
And we tried to discuss. We're like, what could the 1-year-old have possibly been doing to warrant the punishment?
He was like, Dad, shut the fuck up.
That was the funny.
Not doing prayer.
That was
It's
funny.
like, damn. I was like, I like Kevin Gates too.
Kevin Gates
God.
be on some shit.
And I do it. I was
1-year-old
Shit.
corporate
But I don't know
punishment.
about that part, but
Yeah.
he be
I
on
was,
some shit.
I was just listening to something that they put on Instagram too about Kevin Gates, because like all his little interviews go viral. And
Oh, yeah.
he talks about like women and like the distraction or whatever. She's like, yeah, they're always gonna distractions
Kim,
are always
Kim,
gonna
it's okay.
come
We
around.
want the views. Bring the beautiful Kim
You know,
on, and then
so-
the people see like, man, what's that rocket ship?
Content Greg.
Live.
Yeah.
Content Greg.
You know,
Sorry, this
Michael
is my new
Johnson's
friend.
making
This
fun
is
of
my new
me.
friend,
He
Content
calling me
Greg.
Content Greg. Back when I started coaching, you
Fucking
could just
too
be a
old.
coach.
Yep,
You could
yep.
just teach wrestling moves. You can't do that shit no more.
Well, it's interesting. We
Yes,
just had
you can.
Dan Holloway?
We had Dan Holloway. We had Jason Stroud on. He was kind of lamenting the same thing. It's like he just wants to coach and he wants to be,
Yeah.
stay in the game and show the next generation what he learned. And now he's like, all these other coaches out there are talking about dumb shit, and they got 1 million followers and they put out
That's
content.
how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
In baseball, he goes, a shout out to wearing the St. Louis Cardinals hat. Now Mickey has to hear me talk
absolutely.
about
Wait, you
it.
ain't even got
I
a
was a St.
baseball
Louis
team.
Cardinal.
Cardinal fan?
I played for the Cardinals.
Does everybody know Gerard was he played for the Cardinals?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool.
No, they did not. But now they do.
I don't know why you're hating.
Now I
you
do.
don't have a baseball team in Slickville.
I'm not
The
hating on the
Pirates?
baseball team. I'm hating on you.
Why are you hating on me?
Because it's fun.
Well, you're a Pennsylvania guy?
I didn't
Pittsburgh
play-
guy?
I didn't
Oh,
play-
you're a
I'm
Yinzer,
a
huh?
Bucko fan.
But I didn't
Dude, I
play
gotta tell you, man.
baseball, so why are you hating on me? I don't understand.
I got an interesting anecdote about
Hate
that.
it.
I was
Oh,
once
shit.
traded to the Washington Wild Things in Washington, PA,
Oh, yeah.
right outside of.
Wild
25
things.
minutes from where I grew up at.
I was traded to the Washington Wild Things for a player to be named later, and they hated me so much they traded me back. I was my own player to be named later.
Wait,
That's a 100% true
That's an
story.
in-house
was
deal.
this team named after the major Alfred Charlie Sheen? from
Dude,
Major
yeah,
League?
that
The
was
team
like, that's what they were
named
going
after
for.
them? That
100%. They had this like baseball with a mohawk.
Their stadium was relatively new when you were
Dude,
there then, too,
that
right?
was a fun time.
Yeah.
I gotta tell, when I got traded out there, I was like, "What the fuck is in Washington, Pennsylvania?"
I don't want to disrespect
Bro.
your team, but how bad does a team have to be to make their name the name of a movie?
Yeah,
But
it's minor-
it's down a level,
Like,
though,
we
so.
need something
Bro,
to bring
it's
us
Sheen
the
character.
attention. We're
It's
gonna
minor.
name us Wild Things.
It's minor league baseball, bro.
What level was
Yeah,
that?
they're all-
What level was that?
That was
Quadruple A.
independent ball. That was after I got released. So now it's
Some of those games are
A-ball.
fun, though, man.
Bro, it was
They
honestly
really invest in the fans, you know?
It was a ton of. Well, that's the thing. It's a fan experience, and I think what I personally gravitated so much towards the MMA community afterwards was finding these guys on the regional scene and seeing what you guys go through in between fights, and I'm like, oh shit,
Because you kind of lived it.
fuck. All you need is bus rides with Dominicans, and you guys are fucking shitballers like I
Minor
was,
league
boy.
baseball is
problem
not
with
an
that.
easy living.
Oh my god, it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's $500. $500 a week.
Yeah.
You know, I think they just
chasing
lost
a
the
dream, right?
lawsuit. Well, that's the thing. They use it against you.
The
But
shit we used to
everybody
do
knows who
before-
Menace is.
Time out.
We
Whoa,
got to
whoa, whoa,
introduce
whoa, whoa.
Greg. If people don't know.
We will. First, we would be remiss to say MJ coming off a big win,
Oh,
as called by Mickey Gall on the
Thank
BetUS.
that
program
reminds.
of-
Thank you.
It's
Thank
like
you.
Once again, I don't know if you
Bro,
guys have been following, so I'm sure you know. Mickey is over 72% this year picking fights
That's past.
And
for BetUS.
all I do is bet with my heart. Pick with my heart. I pick my friends every time.
Yeah.
See,
My
I
friends
can't.
are
I
fucking
can't. I
winners.
can't.
That's counter
I
to
can't
anything
bet.
I've ever heard.
I
My
can't
friends are
bet on
winners.
my
It
teammates.
doesn't make
My
sense.
friends are winners,
friends
my
are
dog.
winners, bro. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I
He
can't
said-
bet on
he said-
my
I picked
teammates.
Mike and
And
Gregory.
RoboCop,
Boom.
and that was it. He said, "Don't bet anybody else. Bet the house on these two. Put it in a parlay and go away."
Well,
And that's what happened.
I also
Go
said if
parlay.
Piper's the favorite,
Yeah.
go Hermanson.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
and
I-
that was
so
a
I
big
was
one
3-0.
too.
I gotta tell you though, Nick Bosa not getting half a sack just fucked the greatest parlay of all time. $100 on BetUS would have been $250
That
on a
coin,
five leg
He ain't
parlay
getting them,
would have
Pat.
made us
Pat got
$7 grand.
Pat got
Coin
slippery.
toss.
He's slippery.
We got
He's slippery.
we had
Twice
Taylor
the whole
Swift
game?
Yeah,
Swift
yeah.
over 5.5. We
Wait,
had
what was betting on Taylor Swift? And then
We
How
had-
many times they were
we
going
had
to
gonna show
bet-
up.
we had
Okay,
bet-
okay.
we had Taylor Swift
Show.
over 5.5 cleared by the first half. Money. Reba McEntire over 90 seconds. Had to
She
do the
got it?
Brave
Oh,
twice.
she
got like 91 seconds. She started off so fast. We were like, slow down, Reba. What are you doing?
Me and my boy was discussing that. I'm like, no way she goes over 90 seconds. That's a long
Bro,
time.
what
So
did
she
Reba
was
do?
shot
I
out of a
missed it.
cannon in the
God,
beginning.
Dude,
She sung the national anthem.
She
Oh.
speed ran that beginning, bro.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We
It was
did
quick.
it. We sang the national anthem live on air to be like, all right, let's time it. And we came in fucking around like 100
She had to
seconds.
do
So
her
we're like,
ad-libs.
100% she's
Yeah.
going to hit a couple falsettos.
Who had the best?
Enjoy her moment.
Who
Yeah.
had the best national anthem with any like sports?
It's not
I know,
close.
I know my.
It's not
close.
close. It's not close. Hopefully,
Her?
Huh?
No.
Who do you think has the best?
It's not
one?
close, and it's a game the New York
Who
Giants
do you
won.
fucking think? Tell me who sang it.
It's Whitney Houston. and It's not
Whitney
close.
Houston? No
That-
way. What?
That's a
Can
no-brainer.
somebody pull
That's
up?
a no-brainer.
What? Did you not remember Marvin Gaye's national anthem in the Lakers game?
Was that when he was?
I don't remember it, but I've heard it.
No.
Can you pull that up?
But I
Was
would
that
say
when he was
Whitney's.
fucking up?
Don't pull it up on
Who was
YouTube
the
because
guy
we'll get
who
another
was-
damn
like a
strike.
sprinter was fucking up.
I think
No.
Whitney's is more
It was like an
iconic though.
Olympian.
It's
Marvin
it's
Gaye
the most perfect
killed
version of
it.
the song.
It's iconic.
Have
yeah.
you ever heard Whitney Houston's overlaid with Jimi Hendrix playing the guitar in the background?
I sound
Dude, I almost invaded Russia.
You guys like that?
I was like, let's go.
Who was the chick? She's like heavy set comedian. She got like canceled for something. kinda
Roseanne?
recent. Roseanne.
The
That's
worst.
my favorite. That's
The-
my favorite.
why?
That's my
Because
favorite.
she just fucking.
Can
you see?
Remember the players? The players were laughing at her and shit.
Like trying to be like
So
standing there
bad.
with their hats over their face, like
Oh, who was the dude at the NBA game who like forgot the words? It was like, oh, hold up now, we're gonna start again. We're gonna get this right.
that's the guy I was talking about. I think he was like an Olympic sprinter.
Oh,
or
Carl
something.
Lewis.
I think it was Carl.
Yeah.
Lewis.
Carl Lewis didn't
Carl-
start
why
over.
would
He
you-
just
why
powered
would you-
through it.
Carl
He's like,
fucked
hold
it up,
on.
yeah.
Now.
He just-
I'm gonna finish it wrong.
Why would you have a
He's all pit- he
non-singer even do the
Yo,
national?
Carl
it's pitchy,
Lewis. It's
dog.
like,
It was
you know-
sounding pitchy.
But you also like, I wouldn't like if you wanted to sing the national anthem, I'd be like, well, Michael's not gonna fuck himself up. Like I'm not gonna ask him for a demo. It's like, yeah, go ahead, sing
I
the
killed the
national anthem.
national anthem.
And then you go out there and be
I
like,
killed
oh
it.
no,
I
oh no,
killed
why is
it.
he doing this to
I
himself?
killed it.
No.
Maybe
Oh,
you should
no.
do that before your next fight.
Nah, we want to get to the fight.
Well, hey,
No,
heard
it would be
Marvin.
everybody
I've
would be
heard Marvin.
everybody would be crying
They'd be
so
like,
much
man,
that
this
they'd be like,
fucking
and that's it. We gonna call it. This is so beautiful. We can't fight from here.
Record deal right away.
All right.
No more fighting.
Hey, so
So-
yeah, we gotta introduce
So people,
Greg.
we introduced Michael
You
on the last time.
disrespected Greg the other day at practice.
All
Big
the time.
Big time.
All the
Big
time.
time. You said, what are you, Greg? What are you, three-time All-American?
Is
Right?
that bad?
Bro, it's bad when it's a three-time
I was a
national
three-time
champion.
All-American.
Thank you, Mick. That
know
was
what
my
I'm saying?
only point.
He said,
I don't know
2,
the
3,
difference.
4, 5,
Fine.
6, 7, 8.
He's five times.
The All-American is me. The national championship is the team. I can't carry all those
Well, in,
motherfuckers.
Oh,
in wrestling, they got it's an
He's
individual
five
sport.
time.
5
I thought
times?
you
Five
were doing your
times.
research.
How can you be 5 times?
Five time. That's a good is. Five
But
times.
how can you? I don't understand. Did you go
And
to school
some
for 4
people-
years?
some
That's
people
all the
are good enough
eligibility
to
that
where
you
I'm
get.
getting uncomfortable.
Some people are good enough to where they get 2 in one season.
This dude's
all
so, this
time.
guy's so all-American. They just gave him a bronze star.
Fucking
Gave him
American,
another
bro.
I was
America.
only expressing the point that winning a national championship is pretty special, and to lump that in with an All-American, which is top 8, is a little bit of slap
I
in the
did it.
face.
So you'll.
But I don't really give a
You'll
fuck.
have to forgive
Bro,
me.
he was throwing shade on purpose.
You have
man.
to
He
forgive
was
me.
like,
He
trying
said
to look down there.
he said above
I-
All-American.
I'll admit,
Compared to him.
I'm probably the only person in America that's unfamiliar with how this works in college wrestling. But
No, you're not.
but I'm sure everybody else knows. I just assumed it was like other sports where you get a first team, a second team, a third team
And then the
All-American,
team
and then the
gets it.
team is the national champion. So, are you saying West
How
Virginia
many
were national champions, or are
footballers?
you the national
No, me.
champion? So
To
how
help
does
you-
that work?
football works.
to help you out a little bit, it's
Please,
not
Greg.
a hard mistake to make.
Okay.
Because actually, you're right.
You called him stupid.
1 through 8, if you place
He's a
1 through 8
big
in the national
dumb
tournament, you're an All-American.
Okay.
I was mostly just fucking with you, but there is a distinct difference.
Okay.
There is a distinct difference. Yeah. So
He had to beat all the other All-Americans.
To become the national champion.
Right, you go
So-
the national tournament is a 32-man bracket.
Got it.
You go right, you win 5 matches, you're the national champ. So that's the individual championship. There's also a team score that's taken place throughout all 10 weight classes, and they give trophies.
How much for
Is
a
it
win?
is it like
I don't know. I still don't know how team
Still don't
scores
know?
work. No, I never
Like
did.
a pin is
I
certain
never-
points.
Yeah, I know in a dual meet.
win
I've
is
never
certain
known in a
points.
tournament.
Well, I want to come back to that later because I have an idea. But the
I thought you were gonna be like, I did a dual meet once and I pinned the guy.
well, I mean those medals up there are mine. But is it like the IBJJF? Is it the like you win your weight class and then you do the ultimate?
No, we don't.
No.
Oh, okay.
no,
Okay.
That's way more individual.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because there's no teams in that.
Got it.
You might have a team you grapple out of.
Yeah.
But
The one thing I guess I don't like about amateur wrestling is like Jordan Burroughs beats the same guy 5 times. And then in the Olympic trials, the guy beats him for the first time all year, and that guy gets to go to the Olympics, and Jordan doesn't. Like, that's fucked.
that's how it happens.
I don't like that.
Gotta win at the
you
right
know?
time, man.
Shit's
you know
not
that.
But
fair.
that's 4. Now he's got to wait 4 years. He beats this guy every time. So if that's the case, just
Move
kind of
weight
lose
classes.
until the big fight. And it's like, didn't see that double leg coming, motherfucker, did you?
Like hustle him a little
yeah,
bit.
sandbag him.
yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
beat me.
Oh, he stinks.
Beat me.
He still loses.
Yeah, instead of giving him motivation,
so-
leading
so-
up
so-
to
so-
the-
I mean,
Yeah, but then at home, Jordan Burroughs is over there in Pittsburgh sipping like, I beat that guy 5 times. Just go to the fucking Olympics, man. I don't think it's right. I don't know. I think that, if you beat a guy, how many times, like the guy who fought Pacquiao for the 5th time and then did the fucking lap around when he finally beat him.
Marquez?
Yeah, it was like, bro, he fucking beat you 4 times. Like, wow,
Some
how
of
many
them
bites of this
close.
apple do you get,
Yeah.
You
So,
know?
Greg, I saw on your Instagram the other day. So, like you said, 3-time national champ. You lost by 1 point to Rashad Evans,
I did.
and that's how you got involved in MMA.
Yeah.
So, I don't know
I'm
the
sorry
story
for
of you
laughing
getting
at
into.
that.
Rashad Evans was a guest of the program.
Whoa, so you must have been a little heavier back then.
Not as heavy as you, but
Well,
heavy.
I mean,
Well, nobody is.
college,
Because nobody is.
No,
He's the heaviest man alive. You know, Gerard can't. Anytime he goes through a doorway, he has to go sideways.
I know.
These are-
He's,
No,
just-
no, no,
he's 6'1" tall and 6'1"
We've
wide.
talked about this. These are poorly erected structures. Okay,
All
America's
of them.
78% obese. You got to get with the times.
I
all right,
agree,
Like,
right?
let's go.
One time he got
Ooh.
stuck in a bathroom on the airplane. He had to get the jaws of life.
Yeah. I got my own seat, first class. Everybody else was an asshole, huh? How much did you pay for that first class seat? I was chilling.
What's your
Had
favorite?
to fucking grease your ass up, get you out of there.
Have you ever got on a plane and saw another fat person next to you?
They're
Like,
always
this
next
shit
to
ain't
me.
gonna work.
They're always next to me. I feel like they're being like, they're punishing us. And it's always me who spends the extra $16 to be in the
And it's
aisle.
a motherfucker
And then
like
the other,
me in the
and
middle.
it's not just fat; he's a broke fat motherfucker who sits in the middle. And I'm like, I literally turn to him, I'm like, you should be ashamed of yourself. It's
And he
$17
tries to
extra
hog
dollars.
the
It's 17.
armrest.
Oh, that's
and
a fight.
everything.
It's a
That's
fight the whole time.
right?
It's a
And
fight.
say your
Is it
arm's
the
way
elbow
too
No,
fight
long.
or is it like a shoulder fight?
You gotta.
I fight for shoulder position on the airplane.
You know what I do too? I end up like laying forward on the seat in front of me, like Yeah, no, I hate flying.
You
I hate
always
it so
got to
much.
get window seat.
I hate it
always
so
gotta
much.
get window
There was a
seat.
guy, we flew down to Columbia together, and there was a guy who was sitting right in front of me, big dude. He didn't speak any English, I don't think. And this guy, I think, actually shit himself on the plane.
Yeah.
And the worst thing
That's
is
the
he
worst.
definitely shit himself, but nobody could see that it was him, so everybody was definitely
Assumed
assuming
it was you.
me. And I'm like, no, this is fine.
Yeah, they assume that. Yeah.
You should tell everybody, buddy.
You
do the
should've
right
said
thing.
it.
It's funny
do the right thing.
It's kind of funny to like fart on a plane because like no one really knows who it is. So it's like you do it. It's like you're doing a little mischief.
Unless you're a neighbor.
Like,
One time I did that shit.
I look at I'm like.
I
What
did
the
that
fuck
shit
is
one
that?
time. That shit was so bad, man. I had to fake sleep.
That's it. You were like, that's it, huh?
That wasn't me.
Yeah. Well, it's the pressure just forces that. Now, even the worst is you've had your headphones on for 6 hours. I was walking through LAX just fucking ripping, completely forgetting that everybody else can hear me but me. And I'm like, why the fuck is everybody? Oh shit, they can
It's a
hear
problem
me.
with noise
They
canceling.
can't hear me the whole
You're
time.
shitting
Just
on
like,
myself.
like, you know, when you walk off the plane and you're getting used to that new pressure. And I got the headphones on, and everybody's looking at me.
Yeah, I remember I was
looking
in
at
high school, and I would eat like these egg whites, trying to like get big and stuff.
bulking,
I'd eat
huh?
all
When
these
I
egg
was
whites.
in high
And I
school,
would-
I'd eat 10 dozen eggs.
Exactly. And I remember in first period, I was in Mr. Hashey's class, and I farted so bad that literally he went like, what the, like the teacher, like I got a reaction out of the teacher.
What grade? What grade?
High school. It was in high school. And I was like, oh, today's going to be a fun day. There's going to be a lot of distractions
Yep.
in class today. We're not doing any work. I'm stink bombing this whole place. It was excellent.
How you like that scotch, Michael? That scotch good?
I haven't had the one you poured me.
Try
Oh,
it.
you didn't want to talk about my fart in Mr. Hash's class anymore?
Well, that's called a pivot.
What's
That's
the name?
it's cool. It's just it's an 18-year scotch that we can't. It has nothing but G's, L's, and vowels.
You got some
So-
lipstick on this glass.
Oh.
Wait.
Type of men you have in here.
What did you just say?
Yeah, it's like
Oh, that one.
yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
But G's,
How old
L's,
again?
and Y's. 18 years. That's
That's it.
not
cheap
not to
motherfuckers,
brag. How's
man.
that? How's that?
It's pretty good.
That's about
It's
$150
actually really
bottle of
good.
scotch right there, buddy.
You know what? We did our show and I got a $600 bottle of scotch. This beats
Oof.
it. And that's what I was telling him. I was like,
What was it? You remember?
No, I can't remember. It was like
Dude,
Jar
Johnny
Bird or
Walker's
some
like
shit.
that's 200.
Johnny
That's like
Walker's
the blue.
not-
That's like a really nice.
You gotta get blue label if you're going with scotch, like Macallan or. I'm a scotch drinker. This is a really good one.
So scotch and wine. Now I'm gonna anytime we have a chance to get a fucking sponsorship here, I'm gonna blow it. But like, the fun thing about
Hey.
it.
Let's capture it. Who we going after?
Shut up.
Eh.
Don't.
Maybe I'll
mess-
tell you
don't
off
mess
air.
with my paper,
Maybe I'll
man.
tell you off air. But so the good thing is with all alcohols, it's all obviously, as you guys know, it's all marketing. But you're paying for the name of something that was perfect and beautiful 20 years ago that no longer is. So like cake bread wine can be like $500 a bottle now,
Cake bread wine.
right? But 8 years ago you could have got cake bread for like $12, and it's not even the same vineyard that it used to be. So
Oh, so if it was good in the past, then they're still living on that
that's kinda
reputation.
so like the craft people, that's their whole thing is they like trying to find.
That's
the-
what we
the
doing at
next-
the Slick and Thick show.
Yeah, that's so you take those people that do like those craft bespoke things. That's the fucking idea. Is like they'll get the person who was the sommelier and all these other things from the original vineyards, and then who does this a lot. Remember Drew Bledsoe back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
Drew Bledsoe is
Yeah,
huge
Patriots.
into this stuff. Yeah, he's got massive acres
I've
out
been
in
wanting to
Napa.
get a vineyard. I've been telling.
You're gonna need a couple more victories, bro.
Probably about 5 years ago. Hey, the banks loan you money.
That is
come on
true.
now. What the fuck are you talking about?
They do
Broke
loan you money.
motherfuckers get money all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, they just fucking.
But then the state tries
However-
coming after you even after you paid it back. so
However,
you gotta be
I've seen
careful.
some vineyards on sale in Argentina like 5 years ago. They were a pretty good price.
Malbec, Argentinian Malbec, 70% tax in
They were
Argentina. You gotta be
pretty. They
careful.
were a pretty good price. So, if I win a few more fights, get some money, get some loans,
You're gonna be stamping the grapes, huh?
Argentina with my
Stamping the
feet.
grapes, huh?
with my feet.
Those nasty ass feet you
Get
got
some
with that
MJ
Chick-fil-A.
toe jam. People,
Or
some big
hire-
MMA fans gonna pay extra for that.
Or
Oh,
hire a
course.
bunch of,
Yeah.
or hire a bunch of
Christian's gay
women.
ass,
All those
maybe.
bunions you
Yeah,
got.
hire Paige Van Sant to be your wine stepper. And
She looks like
She
a
might be a
pig.
little
Okay, she's a fucking straight pig. I don't know.
What?
Maybe the chick that does dresses up like the cosplay, the Paulina chick, whatever. Maybe her, but
I don't
Or
know
a
who
few
we're
others.
I
talking
don't know her either.
I, for the record,
Some
I
dirty
think Paige Van
tootsies.
Sant looks like a pig.
If
I- for the record.
if we saw her and you'd be
She
like, "That's the girl I
does.
was talking about," I would know, but I wouldn't like spot her. You know what
she
I'm saying?
fought not my weekend, but a weekend.
If we only
before
had a
me.
producer with a computer in front of him,
You
what a
feel
fucking
me?
world that would be.
Alright.
What a world.
He's
What a
still
world.
thinking about Mike's feet over there.
Yeah.
Thinking
If
about
you-
licking
Women's
grapes
feet.
between his toes.
If
A
you
bunch
want to
of
own your
women's-
own vineyard, guys, the first step is to go to betus.com. That's betus.com.
They sell vineyards on there.
They sell the money
get the money
that you
Oh,
need.
vineyard.
Yeah.
my bad.
If you
Silly
sign
me,
up,
silly
if,
me.
if you
My
go to
bad, my
betus.com, well, let me school you to some game here, man. If you go to betus.com and you sign up with the code SNT125, SNT125, you
And like
N,
exactly
S.
like the word snot, but with no vowels.
exactly S, the letter N,
Snot, but
T.
with no vowels.
Slick and thick,
SNT.
125.
SNT 125, slick and thick.
They will
Oh,
match
fucking
your
good.
first deposit and beat it. So 125% of your first deposit is added.
So you
on
put
your
a grand
deposit.
in, they give you
I ain't got $250.
And
on
they
that
beat
motherfucker,
it?
man.
math magician.
Yeah, so you
I
put
haven't made a
you
sports
put
bet in my
$1,000
life.
They don't
you
just
put
match it.
$1,000 in, they give you $1,250 to play with. $2,250, and if you had listened to Mickey last Saturday and picked RoboCop and some other guy, I forget.
Some other guy.
You would have then turned that
other guy.
$2,250 if you did straight bets into $4,100. And if you put the two of them into a parlay, my friends, that $1,000 deposit
Talk on
would
it.
have made you $6,000.
You're like Rain Man.
How you doing? Yeah, I don't know, pre-production maybe. You just look at
It's
it.
on BetUS, you said?
BetUS.com. Now, you've never made a bet in your life.
I've never made a sports bet in my life.
Are
You
you,
just
are
bet
you
me
allowed
10
to? Wasn't there a
push-ups or
coach that got in trouble? Are you even allowed to?
Pete
Krause.
Rose.
Pete
Krause.
Krause.
They're James Krause.
James Krause,
In
yeah, yeah,
MMA, yeah.
What happened with that? Was he betting on the guy?
Nothing happened with him. White boy in America, nothing happened.
I don't know, man.
Guys.
White man in America get in
Nah,
trouble? No,
man.
way.
It's pretty
Come on
cool.
now.
That
It's
shit,
pretty cool.
that shit,
I gotta be honest.
that shit got too quiet. That shit got too quiet. They gonna run his shit.
You guys
James
got
living his
the.
life very well.
I'm telling you right now, you would not want to be in James Krause's shoes right now. This shit got
Well,
too
he got
loud.
banned for life or something, right?
I don't know.
People aren't even allowed to come out of his gym to fight.
Yeah, he can't come
even
back to the
represent
UFC.
No, he
his
can have no
gym.
UFC
Really?
fighters.
So he can't coach as some. So
No.
Yeah, you can't be representing his gym anymore.
Is that retroactive? Meaning, if you had
it's
trained
from
with
now
him
on.
from now on. So
Yeah,
it
so
sounds
you-
like
so if
so
you
that
train there,
so
you
it's a
gotta
death
leave.
sentence. It's a death
Yeah,
sentence.
all the guys went to his partner's gym, which is right next to him.
Okay.
You know,
a
so-
little circumvention.
Got
Love
it.
it.
yeah.
And he's doing MMA tutorials and they're watching him.
Betting on
But
him.
it's like
They got a
it's like
spyglass
anytime
across the street.
anytime the law gets involved and shit gets real quiet, then I think you should be worried, and I think he probably has a lot of shit to worry about.
Oh, really?
When shit gets quiet, that's like I think it would be the best time.
No, because you can't talk about open investigations on real shit. You really any. But
I'm gonna go on a limb and say he's fucking fine.
So
I'll bet you 10 more push-ups.
Not fine, but not in jail or facing.
nah, you got too many people
Jail time.
involved. You got this. You got the sports books. You got the state commissions. You got all this shit.
Yeah, you're not gonna fuck their
You got
money
too
up.
many people fucking involved. There's no way they should
can
let
find
him
out.
get away with it.
Mickey,
out,
for
you know?
people that don't know, for the
find out.
for the casual fan out there, what happened with the James Krause situation?
I think all of a sudden, like, the line moved big. He had a fighter about to fight, and I think he might have told one of these books or something, allegedly, that my boy's hurt or something, and then so let's put some money over here, and then that word got out. The line moved. They're like, "What the fuck is this? Is crazy." Then the dude ends
On
up
a
losing in the
prelim.
first round,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, it seemed like there was some insider information.
Every red flag
Fix
possible.
this shit.
Yeah,
They fixed
got
it.
it. Yeah.
And then they went into all
You
this
said-
shit
what-
about
what did you
putting
say?
guys in
They
kids.
fixed a fight. completely.
Basically.
Are you sure?
They fixed the shit out.
That's
of
a
it.
Basically.
fucking hell of an allegation. I mean, that's like.
How else would it go down?
Basically,
The
the
guy
fighter was in
loses-
on it too.
The guy loses like that.
He knew he
Yeah,
was
the
gonna
fight-
lose, so he said,
no,
"Fuck
no,
it."
No, it was the way he lost. We watched the fight. Like, it was just all fucked up. Like,
It was against one of our guys.
Yeah.
Really?
yeah, cracked hard and just went down. I was like, all right, done.
Really?
Yeah.
So he just like, he didn't even like rehearse.
He probably like told his family, he's like, "Hey, mortgage the house,
Yeah.
put it all on
Bunch
the
of
other
people
guy."
Put a bunch of money, and the
We're
guy
gonna get
found
paid.
out.
People do
quick.
not know how betting works, bro. Like that since we've been doing the BetUS stuff, I promise you people do not know how this shit works. Like they still think it's like a bunch of fucking goombas out there like fucking being a bookie. This
It's not.
is all
No, it's all regulated.
This
it's
is all
fucking,
Harvard
like-
fucking quants back there. The line is
It's
precise.
still all mob money. The mob don't like people fucking with their money,
you'd
man.
be surprised how like a game
Chinese mob, though.
a basketball game would be like a 2-point line, and in 3 minutes the score would be like 85-60. And out of nowhere, the other team would come back, and it'd be like 82-85 out of nowhere.
So I
Like, it'd be the wildest shit ever.
You're not one of those NFL script guys, are you?
No, but I gamble a lot on on sports. I
Tim,
see a lot. I like to sprinkle.
I'll tell you this, though.
So I see it all.
This is what the NFL script guys do get right. And I spoke with Tim Donaghy about this back on the old podcast. And
The referee?
Yes, and I did I did some work with Michael Francis and Sammy DeBogravano, as you know, and they were 100% that they can get to anybody at any game at any time. They said college basketball was the best because all you had to do was get the point guard and the shooting guard, and that's it. Nothing else matters.
Yeah, college basketball.
It doesn't take much to swing a game, right?
I can go cold.
College basketball.
10 shots.
Doesn't take much to swing a game.
10 shots, 2 turnovers. And what they do is they do it legally now, and this is what Donaghy was saying. And he says, now he's also been disgraced, so he has a fucking axe to grind. Take that for what it's worth. And I wonder if this can happen in the UFC as well, not to make accusations. But the NFL and the NBA know which refs can move the game in which direction. So if you have a team in the NBA that plays a low post game, and you have a referee who doesn't call low post fouls, and you don't want that low post team, you know, Shaq gets hacked 30 times, and you see him arguing with the referee, but he doesn't go to the line 30 times. That changes the line 10 points, 12 points here or there.
Yeah.
And he said specifically, that LA versus Sacramento game, I believe it was the 2000 Western Conference Finals in the NBA. The NBA did not want that to be a sweep. So they put a team in to make sure a referee team in to make sure the Lakers lost game 4 because the Lakers make more money. They want the game to go back. But then the Lakers lost game 5 and the Lakers lost game 6. And now they're at game 7, and they do want the Lakers in the NBA Finals. Yeah. They do not want Peja fucking Stojakovic. You know what I'm saying?
Peja.
So then and if you go back and watch it,
that's a Chris Webber.
That is
Chris Webber. Yeah,
Chris
Peja
Webber.
could shoot
Mike Bibby.
Yeah, Chris. Yep. They should have got that ring. Doug Christie.
That game, if you go back and watch it, is remarkable.
Game 4, you're saying?
Game 7.
Game 7.
Yeah. Go back and watch Game 7. It is remarkable.
Yeah, that's corner pocket.
It's
Kobe.
remarkable. And in the NFL, they do the same thing. Who calls holding? There was not a single holding call against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I saw that.
In the Super Bowl.
But they played
5 quarters, 45 passing attempts against that defensive front. Not one holding penalty.
San Francisco's soft, bro.
Clearly.
They get through those Chiefs, San Francisco's soft.
But
I was in Vegas and I saw nothing but Niner jerseys. I was like,
pretty, now it's legal.
A lot of Niners, right?
It's legal. But it's sus, and I wonder the same thing, if every sport, if there's a guy who stops the fight fucking quick, that's going to mean something for a guy who,
Yeah, but in
striker,
MMA, right? it's such a thin line between like what happens, like what's supposed to happen.
Do you think
that makes sense?
Do you think refs give bigger stars more of a chance to recover than other people?
Yeah, and I think it turns into favor sometimes. Like, there's some people that can sit there and take a bunch of punches and it won't get stopped. But maybe that fighter is known for taking a bunch of punches, and maybe the ref's seeing and he's looking at him and he doesn't look like he's out. So that can play a lot into it.
Because you are supposed to finish the guy. That's the idea, right? I mean, that like the idea of stopping the fight is that the fight's over. It's not. Right? It's not just like. But I mean, it's not just like you're not on top of the guy fucking throwing punches and they're not landing. But it could look fucking bad. But I guess what I'm trying to say is sometimes it seems like the fight gets stopped fucking as soon as somebody takes the fucking mount and lands a couple punches, and then it seems like other guys get the whole fucking round to try to fight out.
Yeah.
It's
not always going to be the same.
Yeah, I think that varies
error,
by situation.
Error,
whatever
you want to call it.
Yeah, human error. People look different in the way they get knocked down, the way they get knocked out, the way they're taking punches. Like, TV looks way worse. But
what do you mean by TV?
Yeah.
TV worse.
If you're seeing something on TV, it looks way worse than what it is. Like if somebody gets hit with a big shot or if somebody goes down, it might look a different way than the ref looking at it or the corners looking at it. Like, oh, the guy got dropped. It's not that bad.
Have you ever had a fight stopped where you were like, that fight shouldn't have been stopped?
Yeah. And on TV, it might have looked like the Emmett fight. It might have looked pretty bad where it shouldn't have got stopped. But I was still, like, aware, and I saw everything, and I remembered everything. But on TV, it was like, oh, yeah, that's a good stoppage. He was completely out.
Nah, you wrong, dog. I was 5 feet from you. You wrong there. That was the only choice to make in that situation.
Fuck that.
Really?
I saw everything going on when I got dropped, and I told the ref in the back, if I get dropped in a bad position, make him come down and finish me. I would have liked for him to come down and hit me again. I would have woke up.
I used to.
Woke up. It's happened to me in 2 fights.
I used to say the same thing. I was like, hey, if I look fucked up, I'm playing possum.
No,
Just
not
to
even.
make sure they give me more time.
Not even play a possum thing, but I'm
That's what I would
like,
tell
if I get hurt in a bad situation, make him finish me. Like I
Like
don't want to
kill
go
you?
back. I don't want to go back and think I had
So
a chance.
Yeah, well,
I don't know if killing.
And that's the thing is like they say it's their job to protect us
Fuck
from ourselves and
that.
shit, but we signed up for this shit.
Fuck
Let
that,
me fucking
exactly.
go out the way I want to go out.
Mick, have you ever had a
Let me
fight
rock
stop
out.
that you didn't
He was
think should have
unconscious.
stopped?
My last one.
I wasn't
He
unconscious.
was unconscious.
I was not unconscious. That's the thing. I remember getting hit.
It's called an outer body experience. You need to open your mind.
I
to
was
the
getting hit.
possibilities of
Like
the
I'm not
surreal.
unconscious because I see myself falling. I see everything falling. I see the ref. I see Emmett over me. I'm like, no. That's the only thing that's going through my mind. Like, fuck, I caught me. I'm falling.
So you're cognizant of what's happening at the time?
At that moment,
No shit.
yeah, at that moment I was. And then he jumped in and stopped and I was pissed off. And, like, of course, my equilibrium's off and everything like that. But say, for instance,
You could be on the ground squirming around, maybe throw your legs
okay,
up, protect
now
yourself, put your
rewind
arms
some
up.
time in the Danny Castillo fight. I don't think you were in my corner. I don't think you came down there. I got hit hard in the first round. I got dropped. My eyes, like he knocked me out completely. But my eyes, crossed and I hit the ground and my neck, like woke me up. Like from the whiplash, I woke up. Well, that could have been the same scenario. Just give me time to wake up. Give me like a half a second. Let him come hit me and wake me up. Like, oh shit. I'm gonna grab his leg and hold on 30 seconds.
Yeah, think about from his standpoint, though.
Yeah,
Think about from the referee's standpoint.
Man, it's not his job. It's our job.
No, his job is to protect you from
Fuck
taking
that.
unnecessary blows
Fuck
and
that.
damage.
Fuck
And
that.
Well, in my last
No.
one, G, you asked me.
Yeah.
I got caught with a counter hook. So I busted his nose and I heard him start breathing. And you saw in his last fight, the dude Malat, he got finished by Magnus.
He's a tough
I
kid,
knew
though.
he's a
Tough
tough
kid.
kid.
Yeah.
But I knew his cardio wasn't great. So I heard him start choking on his blood. So I was like, I'm gonna push it. So I push it, cracks me.
Oh,
I do a fucking and now.
So
People probably thought I was like, I was just trying to do this cool new breakdance move. I'm white. I'm not that good at it. But if the ref was going to stop it, they should have stopped it as I fucking face planted on the ground. But then I turn around, I come back, and he lands a shot, and then they stopped it. So I felt like robbed at the time. I was going to like Nick and Shaw. I was like, that was early stoppage. What the fuck was that? And they were like, kinda. They're like, kind of not. You know what I mean? But
It's tough. You went face down.
That's
I
always
get your
their reaction.
perspective.
Like,
you had that chance. He
Let
had
me
to
go.
follow up. He had to follow up on something.
right. But
Yeah.
I had turned back. I put a guard up. You know what I mean? Started throwing, and I was like, shit, you could have done it before. If you were gonna do it right there, because the fall looked bad. I saw it on TV. You know what I mean? That looked bad.
Yeah.
But I was good. I turned over, recovered guard. I was with it.
Same
Okay,
thing.
the
Were you
Gaethje
cognizant on the way down? Same thing.
Nah, kinda. Not really. I was probably flashed. I was probably flashed at that point because the way I dropped, like I fucking got,
So, but both of you
crap.
think if this was boxing, you got a standing 8 count, you would have been able to move forward.
Easy.
Yeah, for
Easy.
sure.
Do you think that would be a good thing for MMA?
No, because it's MMA.
You got to be able to jump on them and
ground fight.
finish them.
But then there's no comebacks like Tyson Fury. There's no drama. There's
there is still the
plenty
comebacks.
is.
Look at Linton's 2 fights ago. He was
Linton's
thrashed,
was
came back.
that was
But
nuts.
that's where you get to see what a
That was
fighter's
nuts.
really made
that was
out of.
one round too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
But, dude, that's what you get to see what a fighter's made out of when he's hurt. That's what that fucking Rocky shit, all the stuff we love. That's what that's about. So I always on the side of
Let
let
me
us
fucking
fucking
die.
let us rock out.
We signed up for it.
That's how I
If-
feel.
if
but
I
we
gotta
can't
go
say
out,
that.
yeah.
But
gonna-
at the
I
same
say
time,
it all the
Everybody
time.
earmark this and check
No,
back
look,
in
I say it all
with
the fucking time.
check back in with Mike in 10 years
No,
when
but
he's
that's-
sitting on a vineyard, fucking.
Yeah.
You know, check back in and be like, they should not let me die. This is pretty
Mushy
good.
brains
This
with
ain't
a
so
mushy
bad.
brain.
But no, I feel the same way. Like when
Mush
we're in the
brain
back,
my
we're ready to fucking kill and die as we go in there.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean, we sign up for this shit. We know what the risk is. Why? Who? You know what I mean? I think they should let us fucking go to the point where I'm fucking
And Mush
unconscious.
I've heard
And Mush
Deontay
brain.
Wilder
Doink,
talk
doink,
about
doink.
this too, and it's I get it, but at
With
the same
boxing,
time,
it's
like,
different. MMA gloves, mush brain, no. Like if I'm out and I'm hurt, and all they're gonna do is land 2 shots, or if I'm hurting somebody, it's 2 shots and that's it. It's done.
I have heard that.
Boxing, they're sitting in there for 12 rounds.
I have heard.
It's like,
they get
another
beat.
car accident.
Yeah,
they
they
get to right as they get that away, boom, another fucking car.
They
accident.
get up, they take their stand and then they fight for another 4 or 5 rounds, getting their head beat in. Maybe they get dropped again and stand back up, dropped again and stand back up. At least, like,
So even
when
though
we're
the
going
ground
out,
and
it's
pound
done.
looks brutal, it's actually, you're saying, healthier. than the
I would
extended.
use the word
As your
healthier.
coach, as your friend, I was thankful that guy stopped that fight.
My bank account, I was pissed.
Yeah, but that doesn't enter the equation whenever you're laying stiff on the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Now,
but
have
I've
Greg,
been
let
there.
me go back to you. I asked before about how you got into MMA. I remember I was talking with Henry Cejudo, and Henry Cejudo goes, "Man, if Greg Jones got into MMA, he'd be one of the goats." And now listen, with a guy who likes himself as much as Henry Cejudo likes himself, says that about you, it's quite a fucking compliment. You know what I mean? So how'd you get in? Well, why? Like what was your time period?
Well, I graduated college in 2005.
Okay.
So MMA was still in its very much its infancy stage. So it wasn't a
UFC
real
was around
option
for
for
12
me.
years at that point.
Yeah, it wasn't a real option for me. I competed a little bit post college, and then I started coaching. And at that point, I
Coaching wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling.
Okay.
I coached wrestling at West Virginia University for 10 years prior to moving down here.
Was
And
Cale
Mike
Sanderson
Barwis was your
competing at that
trainer
time?
there,
Mike
right?
Barwis was my strength and conditioning coach.
Yeah.
My first 2 years of college.
And that's-
You and your brothers.
Has his voice
For people
always
that
been
don't
that way?
remember,
Always.
Oh,
What's that?
Kale won his fourth the year I won my first.
what made
go back.
him so unbeatable? Like for lay people that don't know, I mean, he went like 150 something and 0, right?
Yeah, Kale scored a lot of points. I trained with Kale. The biggest thing that stuck out to me compared to like anyone else that I put hands on, his hands were really heavy. His hands were really heavy. He had good pressure, and he had good pressure release to drop to his single leg or low ankle. But I mean, I guess probably before that, it's probably just his mindset and his
I heard you
disposition.
beat him in practice.
I don't know if I beat him, but
I heard you.
And he also never transitioned into MMA. All these great wrestlers. Back in the
MMA
day.
was kind of non-existent
wasn't a
when
thing, huh?
when he was
Yeah,
in
it
his
was kinda
prime.
slow.
Yeah, it was. Plus, there's no money. You got to.
Well, that's the thing, was like-
But I asked also, but you were competing at the time with Rashad Evans, and he transitioned in.
So here's how that whole thing went down. My sophomore year, so I won my national tournament my freshman, junior, senior year. My sophomore year, I didn't place. Rashad bumped me out of the tournament like we spoke about before. But prior to that, after that fight, that match, I didn't know Rashad. Like, I knew Rashad to see him in the rankings. We didn't speak a word to each other. And then fast forward, so that was been 03. I graduated in 05, 07, 08, whenever you fought John Jones, whenever that was. That was
We did the Ultimate Fighter first.
Yeah,
Won it
right.
As a heavyweight, as like, what was he weighing? Like 220 maybe?
Right.
That was how he first.
So that
got
could have
in.
been like in 01, 02, though.
That was like.
That was
Okay.
early. Whenever
Is he
he
older
was
than you?
training for
Okay.
whenever he was training for John Jones, he called me to come down. And I came down and trained with him for 3 or 4 days, and we just kind of kept the line open.
So but at that point, I'm sorry, you were coaching wrestling at West Virginia.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep. And at that point in my life, I was just like, I'm just gonna start my professional career. I was gonna compete in wrestling for a little bit, but I'm like, I don't want to be 29, 30 years old, broke, no resume. So I just kind of
What were you gonna
jumped
get
on the
into?
coaching route.
You said your professional career. What were we gonna get into?
No, coaching.
Oh, okay.
Coaching. It's a
Gotcha.
real professional job
Right.
if you do it right.
I thought you meant like like a
No,
Or like
I'm
a
not
pro-
going
other-
into
Yeah,
people.
They're pro
like you went to
coaches.
school for like business management or something like that.
Nah.
At the end of the day, it was West Virginia.
Come on now. You ever been to Morgantown?
Oh my God, I got it.
Have you been to Morgantown?
brother?
For you.
Let me tell you something. That was back in the day when West Virginia football was
Disneyland.
fucking unbelievable too.
Give me a year.
Right. Who
Give
was
me a
their
year.
quarterback?
I was
Pat White.
Pat White.
Right, yeah,
Pat
that
White,
was a good-
and then they
That's the
had
year, that era. Yeah,
they had
that's around when I was there.
Steve Slayton at running back was unbelievable.
I remember that dude.
Then they
yeah.
had 2 other guys that were unbelievable running. They had this dude Owen Schmidt, who was like Mike Allstott, but he had no fucking lip.
What they called him, a runaway
Nuts.
beer truck, right?
Yeah, he would break his head open before every game and just bleed down. Rutgers,
dude like that
where
on
Mick went to
football
school, should have
Everybody
beat
had a
them, and
dude
they
like
dropped a touchdown in the
remember
final seconds. And this was back when the Big East, and
The
it was
Big East.
fucking great, man.
Damn,
But I
Jared,
went
shit.
down, I can't believe
It's
what
like
I saw.
Disneyland.
I can't, dude. There was a big ass hill. There was a giant hill where all the frats were, and there were dudes in shopping carts, redneck shit. The two guys would be on shopping carts, and they would release them, and they would go towards each other, and they had sticks, and they were jousting.
Hey, you made that shit up.
Jousting.
That's
I
redneck
spent 15
jousting
years
right
in
there.
that town. I ain't never seen some shit like
And
that.
God, there
They
was
do that shit. They do that
there was
shit in the
there was
backwoods of
signs
St.
hanging
Louis.
outside of the fucking the frat houses, like taunting the dads, like as soon as you leave your daughter, my dick's in her ass. And this was like a sign that was hanging, just walking down the shit. And then the fucking best part, we're sitting there in the we're sitting there tailgating for the game, and I'm seeing some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. Asses hanging out the bottom of their Daisy Dukes.
Drunk
They got
as
the fucking,
fuck.
they got the shirt tied up here. And then there was this one chick, man. I went up, tried to kick some game. She smiled. She had a fucking lip of coat hanging in like this.
Good girl.
lip of
Good girl right
She
there.
packed the
Got
fucking
you
lip.
going,
Good
didn't
girl.
it?
No, I was like, what the
She
fuck,
spit in your mouth,
bro? I was like,
Spit in
Hey,
my
she'll-
mouth, baby.
If she
Yeah.
she'll
What?
put that in her mouth, what else was she
I
putting
said,
in?
what in
You
the
know what I
fucking
mean?
hills
She
is
does that
that
to her
shit?
body. What else she gonna
Oh
let
my
you do?
God.
You
Hey,
know what
for
I'm saying,
the, you viewers out there, if you've never been to Morgantown, West Virginia,
it's
put
unbelievable.
that on the list,
It's
man.
unbelievable. That and
College towns in general.
That's not the
well,
tourist
that's
town,
different though. Then Penn State, Happy Valley is insane because there's nothing. You drive for 4 hours and there's nothing, and then everybody's here and they're just fucking getting after it. Morgantown's awesome. Never seen more fucking natural light cans laying around,
Hey, you come to Mizzou.
Sounds right.
dude.
Come to Mizzou. We'll fucking show you some good tailgating.
Mizzou.
At what?
Any tailgating, anything. It's a party. It's a little party.
What are you going to tailgate for, though?
Football, duh.
Who?
You
The
tailgate for
Missouri
football.
Tigers?
You tailgate for football,
The
regardless
Missouri
of how
Tigers?
bad the football team is. You still tailgate. Like, what the fuck? It's, you know, they play good
Yeah.
teams. Like,
What happened to West Virginia? West Virginia to me is one of those teams where college football is better when West Virginia is good.
It's one of those things.
They've never been good.
No, they were good.
that's-
Man, they never were
We
good.
won 3 BCS bowl games whenever I was
BC who?
there. BCS bowl games.
Who is that?
Oh, you went to Mizzou. We get it.
Yeah, I didn't go to Mizzou. But what conference is that?
The BCS is basically
done now,
Division
right?
One.
The
Bullshit
bowl
college
Bowl
sports?
championship series.
Bullshit college sports.
Yeah, that's what they
When
call
the
it,
top
the
four-
BS. That's
When
what
the
they
top
Is that
4
what you're
teams
saying?
go. Yeah.
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 Bullshit college
To me, my college football is better when Miami's good. College football is better when
I can
Pittsburgh
go with
is
that
good.
Florida
too.
State.
Yeah.
Well,
it's better when Florida
What do you
State's
think
good.
about? I think
Would have been better if Texas was there, not Northwestern.
I
Miami,
agree with you.
Michigan.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
give a shit about Northwestern. I don't care about
like that quarterback, though.
TCU. You know,
I like that Northwestern quarterback. I think he
Oh,
can translate
Penix?
well if he stays
Oh,
healthy.
Penix is going to
Yeah.
be a good NFL player, but he's also
Yeah.
26 years old.
Wait,
it's
wait,
crazy
wait.
to look at these guys being 26,
there's a lot of
27
that,
playing
bro. It's
college,
like-
bro.
It was like dude my age fucking
NIL
playing for
money.
Notre Dame last year.
NIL money.
Of course.
that's
Duh.
one of the main issues with teams like West Virginia having
They can't
such
compete.
a problem with consistency.
They can't compete.
I
But-
think the NIL transfer portal has made it difficult for those mid-tier teams.
They'll bring
How
it
much do you
down
think,
soon.
as a
They'll bring it
three-time
down.
national champion, gentlemen, how much do you think you could have made in NIL?
I have no idea. I have no idea what the market is. Like,
Well, you know who
I
pays
tell you-
these guys a lot? Who pays these guys a ton?
Barstool.
WWE pays these guys
They're
a
getting
ton of
some,
money.
and they, you know, a lot
WWE,
of
and then
these-
they go to the NXT.
A
They're-
lot
I
of
gotta
these
try
schools
out
are
with,
getting conglomerates going on too, so they'll like a hedge fund. We'll just pour our money.
They're
and
doing
we'll
everything.
buy a
Who was the
national
team?
championship.
Who was the Texas team that all those oil guys decided their alma mater? They wanted to be the best team, and they put like $1 billion in, and then they
It was
just made them
Houston.
great. No, it wasn't Houston. It was
Houston's basketball team.
I know the owner of
They
Nike
gave the
went to
fucking
Oregon,
team. They gave the
Oregon,
team the
or
quote unquote
whatever you
death
say.
penalty. They basically
Oh, SMU,
eliminated
SMU.
Oh, Southern Methodist. Yeah.
Everything every team is doing now is worse than what SMU did.
You know what? I got
got
a
Reggie
fucking
Bush, too.
scholarship offer to fucking play for them out of high school.
SMU?
Yeah.
That's when they were under the.
Yo, I got a scholarship
This
offer.
is in, like,
they were gonna pay me $10 million a
2004.
year.
So they
I
were
was
gonna put
glad to
that-
go to school
that
for like
shit
10
just got
years. I was like,
lifted.
nah.
They were gonna put me in when they was done. I was like, no wonder I got a scholarship offer from them. So yeah, come to our school.
Yeah.
We're fucking dying.
That's
right
like the
now.
guys who get to like claim that they went to USC. You know, like, damn, you played at USC for real? Yeah, I mean, from like 07, 011. But, it's like, when they had no scholarships, when Reggie Bush's mom took all the money. That's
like, we don't have scholarships, but hey,
that's the
come
other
play
thing.
football
They
for us.
still
Give
took
that man his Heisman.
They took
back,
his
man.
Heisman away,
Give him that
man.
thing back.
They took his Heisman
right.
away, and now they fucking everybody's getting paid
Yeah,
more
everyone's
than he
getting
ever got paid. It's bullshit.
I was saying before, I
He
got
got paid in
offered
the
a
league,
scholarship. I
so
think it was
it's
like I can't remember. I think it was like maybe like a school in Jacksonville. They're gonna pay me like $20 million.
Nice.
But like it was like I just go to school for like 10 years.
It wasn't
and
the
I,
right thing to
do.
do. You know what? That's standing on
I think
business.
you made the right
That's
choice.
standing on
Think
business.
so?
Mick.
Yeah.
You know, we talked before.
Time over money.
I pull that clip up.
Have you
Christian.
ever have you ever been stopped and you thought it was too soon? Have you ever stopped somebody and been like, oh, I don't know if that was, I'll take it, but I don't know. Have you ever stopped somebody and thought it was too soon?
Stop that.
Like finish the guy? Or
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like,
Sexual?
like,
Oh, I'm like, what? Like sexual? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, pull up that one clip I was
It's
referencing.
too soon. It's too soon. I don't know you well enough. It's just, you know, let's maybe get coffee.
I was wondering where this
Is
conversation
this
is
acceptable?
I gotta tell you,
Is
it's funny
this
you said
acceptable?
it. I'm working on a bit. Maybe I'll try to bring it out on Tuesday. But the truth is like
Thursday?
I'm sorry. One of the weirdest things about being an adult that no one ever tells you about is how weird it is to like make guy friends when you're in like the real world. And it's like you meet somebody at pickleball and you're like, you know, hey man, I think you're pretty cool. You wanna get a drink sometime?
fuck?
Or,
As a
like,
kid,
you know,
you're
like, hey, what's up? You're cool. You want to play?
it's like,
Get away from me.
hey, you know, bro, I couldn't help but notice your forehand. And, you know, I just, what are you doing Sunday? You want to
That's funny, bro.
So
You wanna
this
watch the
dude was
game or
fucking
something?
hitting me
Like,
at the pickleball
you know,
court.
I think we're ready to take this relationship to the next level.
That's
you know,
really-
Might be the
actually-
youngest
that's really
pickleball
funny.
player I know.
That's a great idea.
it's weird. It's awkward. It's like, hey, I like the cut of this guy's jib, but I'm
Yeah, no, as
But I'm
kids,
not
you're
gonna
just
ask
like,
him
you're
to
like, hey,
fucking-
want to play?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly,
But
like-
yeah, as an adult,
you
it's
start
like, what are
fighting
you,
each
what are you,
other.
gay, bro?
hey, bro, like I don't
Yeah.
know. You seem
What,
pretty
you don't got
cool.
other
wanna-
friends
Get
already?
your
You're
gas
fucking
away from
30
me.
years old.
We're kind of awkward.
You wanna like I don't know,
You
like
need more friends?
come over. We can watch like I don't know, movie, order pizza, have a little sleepover. Like my mom said it's cool. Like fucking, it's fucking weird. You're 35 years old. How do I ask another man if he wants to hang out? It's fucking weird. Like you guys make it less awkward at all because you're just like, hey bro, I fucking like the way you fight. We're sparring on Tuesday. Let's beat each other up when we're naked. And somehow that's not gay.
Yeah.
It's not gay at all.
What the fuck?
'Cause we're so aggressive.
That's it. That's the way you can become friends. It's like, all right, we're gonna beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Now we've
You
already done that,
you
so
get
now
a
we can
whole
be
lot of
friends.
respect for somebody
You know?
that tries to knock you out. You try to knock them
Yeah.
out. You just fucking fight.
Unless you knock them out, and then you probably lose respect for them. You're like,
No, I'm just like I'm the
No.
fucking man, huh?
so
That's right.
I kind of feel that way. I don't care if you can't fight. I care if you will fight. If you want to fucking hang out with me, I don't care if you can't fight, but you got to be willing. If shit goes down, we
We
gotta
just
go.
talked about that. It's kind of like a failure thing. Like, who cares? Like, fight. You lose, all right. You fought. If
That-
you say no to a fight or you run away,
Yeah.
This
motherfucker,
motherfucker
you're
goes right
way
to
worse.
Gets
Yeah.
it.
Right to
He
it.
enjoys it.
And then
right
he
in
backs
the
it
middle.
off.
Yeah, then I back off a little bit.
Yeah.
But like, I'll never pass
like
up
a
an
French
opportunity to
bulldog,
fight.
man.
Well, I bet. I bet you're a little bit like a fucking Venus
shit.
flytrap over here. Fucking, you're out here looking like Sean
Yeah,
Paul
right.
and some
That-
fucking
that-
Louis Vuittons.
That
And
nobody
everybody's
wants
like,
to
oh, I'm gonna fuck with this
aggressive,
guy over here. And next thing you know, it's fucking shoots the double, and the whole fucking club gets cleared out. It's like, what the fuck just happened?
I don't give anyone any reason to.
Why
do that to
why
me,
is
man.
Shaggy beating that poor guy up? The fuck? Fucking
Like
hey,
I
man.
said, I'm the type of guy that smiles at you and wants to fight. It's like, what can I do to push his buttons to
Yeah.
make him want to fight?
Yeah.
Smile at him.
Oh, that's what it is.
And a little bit, but I gotta stay away from that shit. I
Now,
haven't done that in a minute, bro.
Do you think that is the
which
repressed?
is a good.
But do you
thing.
think that's the repressed homosexuality? It's like if you were more comfortable in it, you wouldn't be trying to agitate. Or I'm always interested.
I
in
mean,
the
a mouth's a
psychology behind
mouth, but at the same time, you know, like it is.
Christian like that one. Christian's like, fuck yeah, brother.
We're playing Miami rules tonight. We're playing Whitwood rules. Those might be Thailand rules. I don't know.
Thailand rules.
Yeah, I saw the funniest fucking meme of all time where it was like American trans and Asian trans. It was like America's not even trying. Like it's like all these women down here, like these beautiful lady boys, and like all these like ugly the Matt Damon looking motherfucker in a dress. You know, yeah, it's like it's like America's not even trying. You know, like at least put a little effort in here, boys. Fucking hilarious. You know,
Here's a question: is it like? Don't get me wrong. I can't fuck with lady boys, but would you think it was gay?
Yes.
You went, yes, of course. But what if you were so confused that you had no idea?
Yeah. You know who
Like
loves
after
it?
the
Ron,
fact?
Ron
Like you
White, the
still didn't
comedian
know?
Ron
Yeah.
White apparently loves
Like
it.
after the fact.
I mean, if you
Shocked me too.
yeah, I guess hear no evil, see no evil. If
But
you
he
don't
loves
detect it.
Mouth
What
to
if they
mouth,
tell you
Mike,
right
man.
after?
then that's how
tough.
people get murdered.
That's
That's how
tough.
people get killed.
Have you ever seen some of these? There's no way you would know. There's no way you would know. There's no way.
Christian was showing me his.
Have you?
he
Blair
was
White.
swiping
Look up
on
Blair
the
White.
thing.
Look up Blair White. Look up Blair White. There's just no way.
Hey, wait, real quick, pull up that clip.
Yeah,
of that
what's this
kid.
must-watch clip?
Yeah. This is what I was referencing
I
about my
turned it down.
scholarship.
Oh.
Yeah, I turned it down just to do this, just to grind from the rap.
So you had an opportunity to do the drumming
Yeah,
thing.
a
in
scholarship and everything.
Where at?
I think it was like
I saw this.
in Jacksonville. Yeah, a big band in Jacksonville. It's a big college though, and they offered me like 15, like 10 million or something like that.
Dumbass,
5 million, something like
Remember
that.
if it was 10, 15?
Who is it?
Sound like
Scholarship.
that.
Dumbass rapper.
Okay, but not $5 million.
Right? That's what it is, isn't it?
They offered you $5 million to play the
Yeah,
drum.
I don't know who.
What are we doing here?
like what? Yeah, like you know what I'm saying.
You
But
said
I
no.
was so younger, like
Wait.
I didn't know what it was.
I
you
feel
sure
bad.
they
This
offered
guy,
you
this
$5
guy
million?
follows us, and I forgot his name. He's a cool
I
guy.
turned it down.
The dude in the
It
interview?
was a
Yeah, the
scholarship. Like
interviewer.
I had to go to school.
Shout out to you, bro. You're cool. Fuck.
Yeah, that was great. That was good the way he let him like dig the hole.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not. It's not. It's not.
He's
did a
like,
good job,
not
too,
five,
didn't he?
not
It's
5
not.
million.
It's not
He's like,
5 million.
No.
Well,
It's
it's
like
not
5,
your
10
job to
million.
argue, right? It's like
Right.
you know, but at some
But it's
point you
like-
have to be like,
it's not-
all right, I gotta.
Yeah.
I just need to clarify for the audience. here.
5 or
No,
15?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't
The
know, it's like
city of
15, 10, 5
Jacksonville
million.
is not worth $5 million, sir.
Their
So.
football team isn't even worth
He's like, they're
that
gonna
much
make me go
money.
to school for like
So,
10 years.
yeah, were you playing
University of
defensive
Jacksonville.
back for the
Yeah,
Jaguars?
yeah.
Like what happened
They
here,
got
bro?
Trevor Lawrence. That
Yeah.
fuck out of here.
So go ahead, pull that up, Chris. Pull that up. Michael, you taking this down?
Is this a dude?
It's hard to tell, but
See, I've been told before,
It's
so you
hard to
can't
tell.
do that.
it's hard to tell.
Play it, but I can see it.
You can see it.
Yeah, her
Yeah?
face is too round or something, right?
You think so? I think she looks like Maddox. So I don't know. Maybe I should have checked out
Like
twice.
something, like
I should
something.
have not said the name. She's got me blocked on everything, so there's no way. I don't-
Something
You're
just,
all right now.
something just doesn't look right.
Ah, you know,
let that
No,
slide.
just one of these chicks G used to eat Pop Rocks out of her butt, you know? Yeah.
That's. I told
I
you
just
that
really
confidence.
doubled down.
I just. If she listens to this, we're fucked. I always wear whatever.
Get sued?
See, there's
Huh?
got to
We
be
can say
like a
last name.
lineup.
No.
There's got to be like a
We're not gonna get
lineup,
sued.
but like
I'm just gonna. You just opening me up for fucking.
Nah, well,
It's
you
fine.
know.
Whatever.
It's just
Yeah,
pop
charge it to the
rocks.
game.
What
It's
do you
just
mean?
Pop Rocks. And you know what else? If I could have, like Pop Rocks are bad for you. You know what's good for you?
Oh shit.
Oh, shit. You talking about eating one of those?
You
things
should
out
have
of-
eaten
Hey, let me have one of them.
One of these wonderful
get that.
multivitamins. The Wellness Company, gentlemen. Are you familiar with the
I'm
Wellness
feeling
Company?
low. How many should I take? 2?
Just
Take two. Take two.
Nah,
these are
just
the
take
best.
one.
These are the
That's
best
the
multivitamins
size.
you'll ever have in
I'm
your
gonna eat
life.
one. You know, we got to
It
use
tastes like
I
size.
mean, you went out
Vitamin
of
C.
Gerard's hand. When was the last time you took a shit, buddy?
Oh, the shit isn't what you need to worry about with this hand.
Just tastes like a gummy multivitamin.
Isn't it insane?
It is good.
All natural.
Weirdly.
Wow. We're right on the fucking nose.
All
Yeah.
natural ingredients, and this is
You have a great palate, my friend.
Yes.
Is that a multivitamin?
It's a-
by chance?
It's a gummy multivitamin.
It's a mega.
From
yeah.
well, if you check out, we also have spike support and immunosupport. The Wellness Company,
Tell me about that.
TWC.HEALTH/slick and thick on your first offer. Get 20% off when you go to TWC.HEALTH. The Wellness Company is putting people over profits. It's healthcare without the propaganda. These are founded by Dr. Peter McCullough, who was right about everything about the pandemic. He was right about everything about the mRNA. He's got a wellness
He was the
property
first
for
one
you.
to call that shit out.
Fake.
He's got a wellness property for you that'll get you prepared for the next emergency. All right, everything in this, it's got telehealth. You could be prepared for the next crisis before it happens. Guys,
Yeah, it's got like antibiotic. You get one of these kids that got antibiotics. They got like ivermectin. They got all the fucking Z-packs. They got all that shit in case you get stuck in the fucking house. They're trying to shut down the world again.
You've
You'll
heard
be
it.
able to fucking
It's
keep
better
you and
to
your
be-
family safe.
You've heard it said many times, it is better to be a warrior in a garden. And this right here is better to have it and not need it. I hope you folks buy one of these for everyone in
Stay
your family.
ready. You don't got to get ready.
And never have to use it. But God forbid you get locked down again. God forbid anything that happened in the last 4 years happens again. You could be prepared before it happens and not be scrambling after it happens. Go to TWC.health. Enjoy 20% off of your first if you use our code Slick and Thick right there. Go to TWC.health. Check the description of the video, and we will have a link there for you. And we're happy to say Dr. Peter McCullough is going to be coming on the podcast soon. We're going to talk about this extensively. Check out the Wellness Company, TWC.health. Healthcare without the propaganda.
You got you
Hey,
a
brother.
pitch man, natural pitch
Fucking
man
A,
here,
bro.
man.
That's a true pro, right?
I mentioned the
Slinging that
same
shit.
thing
Pro.
tonight
Yeah.
that I need to mention our sponsors in between the cast.
Yeah, probably.
I like how you played that.
So
Yes,
how?
sir.
What do you guys? What's kind of the idea of Menace's mic on your guys' pod? What are you doing? You going up there? You flaming people yet? You talking all
A
that
little
shit?
bit. I flame a little bit of people. I flame
Let's
more of my
go.
co-hosts.
You flame Paige Van Sant, my God.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
she
do
does
Do it
that
on your
shit
show,
with
sir.
me.
Gerard was hoping she was gonna put him in a triangle. on
Try
our
to go
show.
hold.
I wouldn't say no to her, but she's just not good looking to me. Sorry.
All right.
Fair
Bla-
enough.
Blair White or
Fair
Paige
enough.
Van Sant? Which one are you taking down first?
Blair White. No questions asked.
His they didn't stop that fight soon enough. He took some concussive blows. They should have stopped that a little bit sooner. Yeah, that's some funny
Boy,
shit,
you
man.
can't. No. What was I saying before that?
That you were
comment?
flaming your.
Oh
your
yeah, so
co-host.
Menace's mic. Yeah, it's we like to really just talk about MMA, what's going on in each other's lives. Try to touch on current events, just like shit talking. Like it's just a few guys in like a man cave environment, and we want people to feel like they're sitting in a man cave, joining in the conversation, and we're just chit chatting.
So it's
chopping
you
it
and
up.
Greg, and then you said you're
My barber, good friend of mine, Bones the Goat.
and Chaz Skelly.
Chaz, yeah, he comes every now and then. So how it
It's
happened?
like a
it
little
was,
rotating. Kind
Yeah, so how it happened? It was 3 pros in a pot first with me, Chaz Skelly, and Bubba Jenkins. I did a little revamping, and we'll just kind of bring Chaz in when it seems fit and have him on, and it seems good.
People
Alright.
don't realize how difficult this is to be consistent with. You have
It-
so many people you need to coordinate. You have to keep it interesting. It's way more difficult than people think.
think it works
Shit,
Yeah,
our
and it
group chat
was.
just the other day was like 50 bars.
And
Man.
I
No,
tried, tried to make it work with 2 people out of town.
It's very difficult.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I think it works best with someone in studio. Someone
It's the
local
best
in studio.
connection too.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
like looking through the screen at someone, like you can actually
sure.
have a real.
So
real
is this
conversation.
your first time podcasting?
This is my first time. I'm having some fun with it.
content?
Like I
Greg,
said,
full
back
effect,
with the
bro.
content,
Greg.
I decided that I need to start putting myself out there a little bit, and I got to do it with this fool.
Well, I agree. I think we're entering the age of authenticity. Whether people like you or not, you got to be you, and then find your own tribe. You know what I'm saying?
Keep
Yeah.
pushing it out there. Keep pushing shit out
But
there.
see, that's the thing. Wow.
I don't know where I'm going with it. I don't know what my goal is.
It's good for the show, man.
I don't have a
Everybody who
goal.
sees it,
I have no goal.
I mean,
Everybody
it's a
sees
couple
it,
more
but see,
people coming
I'm
in.
such a, I don't know, call me old school or not. I understand it.
Mhm.
I understand the social media. I understand the content. But it's like, me personally, I'm not one to log on to YouTube and watch this blog of these people's lives
You got to do the clips.
day in, day out.
Right.
Short clips.
And
yeah.
people love that. People are so in tune with other people's lives. So that's where the content space and everything comes in. But I just can't, I'm just not one of those people. So
Well-
I don't see how it translates over.
Let me give you the noble perspective, and maybe this is just me.
Noble.
And then maybe this is just me
Noble.
justifying.
Here we go.
some
Here
of the
comes
shit
something
that I've-
gay.
Here we go.
Maybe this is just me justifying how I'm wasting my life here. But there's so much bullshit being shoved down our throats at all times. There's so many people who have a perspective that is formed by profit incentive as opposed to authenticity, that the reason that this space even exists, the reason why, thousands of people will even listen to us. I mean, if you really think about it, it's a pretty fucking cool thing that thousands of people will give you their attention for
That
an hour
is
at
cool.
a time.
I do agree.
Right?
with that.
So and that's not something to be taken lightly. And there's a lot of people there's a lot of confusion right now because they're getting pulled in different directions. There's reality that we're being told that is real, and then there's something that feels unreal to us from our emotions and our instincts
Fake
are saying, I don't
news.
know. You could call
And
it
then
fake
there's
news.
actual reality.
But you have two sides, right? There's the side they tell you, there's the side they tell you, and then there's some sort of real in the middle, right? So people feel repressed that I can't say what I really believe because what the fuck's going to happen if I do?
Right. Kind of this
And-
woke culture where it's like you anything you say you can get canceled or
Just don't
something.
be a
Cancel
bigot.
Like,
Don't be
That's
a bigot.
one
and you're
big
good.
thing that
Be
I
real,
liked about
yeah.
doing mine. I was like, I just want to say whatever I want to say. Who cares if people don't like it? It might get me canceled. It might not. But
Yeah.
just be raw. Be yourself.
You got to be yourself. And
yeah, I think if
the
you're
thing is,
hateful,
if
like you
you're-
said, Greg,
if you're
don't
a
be a
bigot,
bigot. If like hateful shit comes through, you can tell when something's being fucking hateful.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
but some people will tell you shit's hateful. It's not. And that's why doing this is so important, because then the people can go back and go look for themselves.
Right.
Say, okay, like, well, this guy said something misogynist. This guy's, okay, go listen. What was it? Be specific.
Context.
Be specific.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Clips
Like-
could make you look bad if you just take a little
Sure.
Always.
Like,
But
I
it's,
mean,
always,
like,
it's crazy. In a world of free speech, how is something wrong that's said?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
free speech. I can say whatever I want to
Well,
say.
I mean,
oh, now
yeah.
now I get in trouble for saying
I
this.
agree, but
But
it
even
doesn't
like
give
how-
you permission to be an asshole.
But it's
Oh, well,
asshole
well,
or
no,
not.
that's
I got.
not what
I
you're
have.
saying.
But why- but-
my amendment. My guy. Like I can say whatever I want to say. Who the fuck are you to tell me it's wrong or not?
Here's the thing. I
Yeah,
think,
but it's not up to not up to you how that is received.
okay,
But
so
is
whoa,
it
that's
wait,
a
wait.
good point.
but is it
But
up
No,
if
that's a
someone's
very good
extra
point.
sensitive,
But is it
then
up
it's
to
like,
the-
is that my problem?
So there's two.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Right.
So we got to be clear here, because these are two defining. This is like a defining thing in our culture right now, right? It's should you do something versus can you do something? Two very different things, right? Like, if you want to be an asshole, go for it. 100% fucking I support
Lean
it.
into it.
Hell,
There's a lot of people getting paid.
I mean,
you're
I'm
an
making
asshole.
I'm making a career
Someone
off
might
of it.
make your
Yeah,
mouth
I'm an
bleed.
asshole.
Right?
Someone might make your mouth bleed. You can go for
You're
it. but
welcome to try.
I'm not. I mean, I wasn't saying you, but I'm saying if anyone's like, if you, I wouldn't say to someone go be an asshole.
So I'm gonna say something.
I'd say if your truth is being an asshole, and I'd say you are, okay, go for it. But you don't like something. If someone don't like what you say, they
So,
might make your mouth bleed.
I'll be very specific, because this is something that is 100% going to be misconstrued as misogyny by my enemies.
My enemies.
By my enemies are winning. Sidebar: have you ever heard any Nigerian drama? What are they? They're like so dramatic. Have you ever heard this?
No.
So Nigerians, apparently, their culture, like when they drop something and spill something or something like that, instead of being like, shit, what the fuck? Like, you know how we would be like, man, whatever. Like, they're like, my enemies have succeeded.
or if like they trip on something, instead of being like, whoa, I almost fell, I almost busted my ass, it'd be like, they are trying to assassinate.
I like that. I like that thought.
They feel bloated. They feel bloated. They're like, my belt is under peril. Like,
it's not my fault.
it's poetry.
It's somebody
It's
else's
poetry.
fault.
It's poetic. I dig it.
So here's gonna be what is conceived as misogyny, but for me is anecdotal reality, right? So women don't tend to say that
Nerd
there's things that they don't like, right? We shouldn't allow X. All right, you should not be allowed to smoke. Smoking is bad for you. So the term shouldn't implies, right, that you're going to stop me if I continue to do it, which then implies somebody has to stop me, because you can yell at me, I'm going to tell you to fuck off. So now a man has to come stop me. That man's probably going to need lethal force, like a police officer. So smoking is bad, you shouldn't do it, means that somebody with a gun is going to have to come and threaten my life or threaten to kidnap
That's
me.
a big jump.
It's
dog.
not.
But that's
That's
how
a
it
big
is.
jump.
Because there's always a no. Like, you have the option to smoke or not smoke. I have the option to stand next to you and say, I don't like that you smoke. I can leave. That's my option, right? Which is not true. I'm fine with smoking. It's my cigars. For the record.
Or I can bitch like me and say, put that shit out.
The difference between can and shouldn't is remarkably important.
I agree with that.
It's because there's can you be an asshole? Absolutely. Should you be an asshole? Well,
Absolutely.
but then you're gonna have
You're gonna have a sick podcast.
you're gonna have sponsorship, but
Right.
you're gonna have sponsorship repercussions. You're gonna have viewership repercussions. No, but I personally think the juice is worth the squeeze. Fuck it. I didn't want those sponsors anyway. You can't tell me what the fuck to say. Fuck it. I didn't want those fans anyway. You
Right,
can't
you don't
tell
want
me
to
what
be
to
a
say.
prisoner.
Or
of
I don't
fucking
need your
people.
sponsor, so it doesn't matter.
And this is something I've learned coming up in the television industry coming up, where everybody's fucking captive, where what is the fucking point of going through all this, sacrificing everything that you need to do to fucking make it in this fucking industry, to turn around and they say, hey, you can't say that. So I got all this money and I got all this fame, but I don't even own my fucking thoughts.
Yeah.
Right. You're a
I have
I'm
to
told what to say.
I'm now a proxy for somebody else's narrative.
You're a
I'm
puppet.
not a fucking human being.
It's just a puppet.
Just stick your hand up my ass. I'm your puppet.
No.
Right?
I was thinking more
disagree?
strings on your shoulders.
No, he's,
But,
I think
oh, he
he
just wants to stick his hand up my
stick
ass?
his hand in.
They
was
shouldn't look
thinking
so
more this way. I was thinking strings up here. But it's okay, all right? Yeah.
What?
Talk
Don't
about-
be playing Miami rules.
You talk about my homosexuality, but where are you at?
How do you think I know? How do you think I know?
Somebody now.
How do you think I know? How do you think? I say, hey, we're like Spider-Man pointing at each other right here. But that's this world right now, and this world is really struggling with the difference between shouldn't and can't. Like, I'm very pro-choice, and that surprised a lot of people. That doesn't mean if you've had fucking 4 abortions, I want you at my barbecue. Get the fuck out of here and buy a condom, you fucking slug, right? But it's not my right not to fucking tell you what to do.
Use Christian's word right there.
I think the world's just lost, and
Slumdog and slug.
You know, everybody's a victim.
Yeah,
That's the
people are
problem.
like too
Everybody's
like,
a victim.
sensitive.
Everybody's a victim.
Like,
I can play a victim role. Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So
it's like the guy that starts a fight, gets beat up, and then presses charges for getting beat up.
Yeah.
It's like, you started the fucking fight. You hit me first. How you think you're gonna press charges?
Yeah, but you hit me
now,
harder.
I'm gonna press charges on you because you hit me first. And then that's the type of world we live in. You know?
Dude, what's your problem with Colby Covington, man?
Now that situation, Master Dog did sneak up on him. That's bitch shit. Like, he shouldn't have did that.
Did he sneak up on him?
But did he
run up
sneak
on
up
him?
on him?
Masvidal claims he's the sucker punch king.
Yeah, right.
Like,
and
he
I heard
said
that in
that.
an interview.
Then
And I'm
that's
like,
some
get the
street
fuck
shit.
out
That's some
of here.
street shit. Like,
that
it's like
shit gets you killed
sucker-
from where
but-
I'm from.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
But also,
So
suckers
for-
get sucker punched. You can talk about someone's family. You kind of maybe
but
get
in
what
your
you deserve.
face,
For
like,
people that
face
don't
to
know,
face.
for people
I
that
feel
don't
you.
know,
I feel you the same way. I'm just saying other people play by other rules.
Yeah. Like,
And then again, other people play by other rules. You sucker punch someone. You know what I mean?
if he
You-
came up
I'm
behind
gonna
him,
step it up.
then that's a sucker punch. But if they're face to face talking shit and he hit him first, then you
I don't
just
think
got
that's
hit
what
first.
it
What about
Yeah,
if he
you
tapped
just
him
got
on the
hit
shoulder?
first.
What if he was like this and turned around?
And he turned and then he hit him. That's a sucker punch.
That's good.
No, that's a sucker punch.
wait. So for people, let's just give it for 30
That's a
seconds for
brutal
people that
sucker
don't know what
punch.
we're talking about. Down in Miami, after they fought, Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal, who
Yeah.
used to be friends,
Yeah.
saw each other at a steakhouse.
The no
No, no,
boy
no, no.
set him up,
Oh,
bro.
oh, really?
Which is the funny thing.
I don't think he
They
set him
were
up. I
with-
think he caught him slipping on Instagram.
So even I don't know.
Oh,
Tell-
okay.
tell-
I think they were
okay.
like posted. We're at fucking
Okay.
whatever
So
the
so
fuck.
then I don't
Because
know.
I thought they
Tell
went
the
to
story
dinner.
for
I
the people
thought they
that
went
don't know
to
what
dinner
happened.
with Kobe. And
No
they-
one knows the story, apparently.
Well, I thought they,
You don't have-
I thought they were at dinner with Kobe and they hit Kobe up and was like, "Yo, we're at dinner with." Or they hit Masvidal up and was like, "Yo, we're at dinner with Kobe here." But maybe Masvidal saw it on Instagram.
Yes, I
and
think he
went
saw
there.
on like either
Yeah.
like Bob Meanery's like Meanery's like
Okay.
Instagram, saw his story and was like, "Oh shit, they're with Colby. Oh, they're
So
in
I'm
my
gonna go up
city.
here. So
Oh,
I'm
my
about to go up
God.
here and
I know
do
where
some
you're at
shit.
now."
So what's up
Yeah.
with Bob
Same thing
Menery?
I
What,
do.
Bob
Anybody-
Menery is beefing with Dana. He's beefing with
I don't
these
know
Nelk
who that
Bros.
is.
What's
He's
what-
beefing with Dana now.
no, something with the Nelk Bros. Bob Menery.
He broke up from the Nelk Bros. They used to do
Who?
a podcast
Who
together.
broke up?
Bob Menery.
Bob Menery broke up with the
Is
Nelk
Menery?
boys. They didn't
Menery,
break
I
up with
think.
all of
I don't
them.
know.
I know. Get their loser asses out. I don't like them. I don't like
The
their
Nelk-
whole
you don't
little
like the
group.
Nelk guys?
I just don't
No.
like their whole little group. No, they're fucking social media like influence. Like
What do you think of Jake Paul and Logan Paul?
I don't. I like Logan better than Jake, but I don't like either one either.
What do you think of them as fighters and doing? What do you think of like
They're
the
not.
influencer fighting thing?
I
They're
don't know.
not. They're not. They're
making a
not
lot of money,
fighting.
man.
They're making a lot of money.
That
Good for
Jake
them.
Paul cat, we gotta start giving him that dude's not an influencer no more, man. That dude's probably
He's not a
pretty
fucking
good
fighter?
boxer.
Fuck out of here. This dude
Knocked
not
out
no
I'm
fucking
telling
Woodland.
you.
You think it was a fake fight?
Yeah, the first one.
I'm
The
not
first
saying-
one was. The second one wasn't.
So
I'm
he
not
knocked out
saying
Woodley
he's
legit?
world champ material, but
That dude ain't no fucking fighter. He's a rich kid that's juiced up that can
Yeah, because there's
take
nobody
shit
else
to
juiced up
stay in shape.
in
That can
MMA,
take shit
very big.
and that can afford to stay in shape. He might have a little skill like hand wise, but he's mediocre. But he's fighting washed up guys that have taken checks and that are okay with going in there and not giving their 100%.
Wait. That's
No
a very
way in
fucking big.
fucking hell.
That's a very big allegation. You're
There's
telling me
no way
that
in hell.
Teron Woodley, you think he
There's
took
no
a
way
dive
in hell.
essentially?
There's no way in hell. And I sent him a message myself. Like, bro, you're a fucking world champion. I don't believe it. There's no way in hell
that's why
you
I'm
lost
saying
to
you
this
gotta
fucking
give him some
man.
credit, man.
Fuck that. I give Tyron Woodley the bad credit for taking a check from losing
You think
to this
Tyron
ditzy
Woodley
guy.
took a dive?
Absolutely, bro. There's no way in fucking
Wow.
hell. Tyron's a world champion.
Ben Askren was.
I-
iffy.
Askren was real.
That-
Let me say this.
So you think
I
Askren
thought,
was real?
I thought
Nate
Askren
Robinson
would make
was
it dirty
real.
and I thought Askren. I picked Askren to win. I thought Askren had enough like real fucking competition that he could make it dirty, clinch on him. He's, obviously his striking was garbage, but he could like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
What
when,
Dylan
when,
Dennis
when
did was a
Woodley
fucking
when
joke.
Woodley happened, I was like,
Jake Paul's paying these
yeah,
guys
I mean,
to take the
talking about-
punch, and he's hitting them too hard. That's what it is. I didn't sign up to get hit
He's
that
paying
hard,
them to
bro.
lose?
You think
were
that's a hell of
you
a
weren't
fucking
supposed
thing
to
to
hit
say.
me that hard?
Do you
And-
know this
and-
for a
and then
fact, or
they're
you
knocked
just
the
saying
fuck out.
this?
I don't know it for a fact, but it has to be the
saying.
fact. And I'm not saying it, bro. Willie's a world champion. There's no way he loses to a fucking guy.
He did.
I
Disney
find it
show.
fucking.
He did.
He took the check. There's no way, man. There's no way. There's no fucking way. Nate Robinson, yes, of
Yeah,
course.
basketball player.
But he's also 100
Dylan-
pounds less.
but-
I have no idea why
he's
they
a little
did that
fucking.
fight.
He's 4'8". Like Ben Askren, yes. Ben Askren's hands are
Dylan
terrible.
Dennis got no hands.
Dylan-
Ben Askren
Who, the
was
Anderson
fatter
Silva?
than me in that fight.
Yeah,
Ben
Ben
Askren
Askren's
just
got
rolled
no
out of bed.
hands.
and-
Like,
Anderson Silva?
The last guy
Oh,
he
that
fought,
was
yeah.
good.
He
That
fought
was a
Anderson
good fight.
Silva.
Anderson Silva is the most respectful, humble guy ever. Yes, I give all the praise to Jake Paul. You pay me this amount of money, I treat you like you're a world champion,
Anderson Silva's
brother.
110 years old. I sat here. Frank Sinatra's a friend of mine.
Right.
He said,
Goats,
Frank,
bro.
you hang out with Anderson Silva. How old's Anderson Silva? He said, don't
Right.
tell nobody. Anderson Silva, 110 years old.
Anderson Silva, 250 years old. Anderson, please don't go hard to knock me out. Just let's have fun. Okay, brother. Yes, brother. I talk to you all good. Give me $5 million. No problem. You ain't gonna hear a fucking word from Anderson. When is Anderson ever gonna make $5 million again in his career? When?
I gotta tell you,
Never.
You don't
You
think
are
any of these
fucking-
guys
Jake
gonna
Paul
talk
comes
after?
across.
You're tickling my conspiracy theory
I'm a
bone
big
right
one.
here,
I'm
bro.
a big one, but
Hey,
it all
pause.
makes sense what I say.
Oh,
It
that's
all
tough.
makes sense.
But this is also, I got burned before with this because I thought his fight against CM Punk was a work, and I put 1,000 on CM Punk thinking that they would have the fucking the young good-looking kid taking.
No, they wouldn't
Yeah, we
no
weren't
work. He
boys
was
then.
just a new guy.
I learned.
He was just a new guy coming in, and
Yeah. But
But
you know,
that was
it makes
fucking
sense. You
weird.
make a lot of money. These guys, like, is anybody gonna watch Tommy Fury ever again? Fucking Jake Paul winning makes a lot of people a lot of money. You make a point, man.
who's gonna watch him
That
again?
Dylan,
Fury
that,
won.
that Dylan Down,
Tommy
And then-
Logan
and then-
Paul
and-
thing
and-
is so bad.
split
And
decision?
Paul and Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
So what do you think on that one? You think Nate would bow down to the almighty
Nate,
dollar?
And Nate's a money man, bro. Like he fucking went in that fight and he played around.
You agree with
him.
this, Greg?
No.
You don't agree?
Of course he doesn't agree. He never agrees with what I said. Nate's a money
Which
man.
is also,
Nate
by
played
the way, a great fucking recipe for
Yeah.
a podcast.
That's a great,
Right?
yeah.
Nate-
yeah,
Nate
more
played
takes like
around.
this.
So you
Menace Mike,
you
boys.
can't fuck this
Everyone
podcast.
listen, yeah.
This podcast is gonna be big.
No.
Yeah.
Big,
Nate-
big, 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 big.
Every
Listen,
single
Nate
person took
played-
a dive for
Nate
a different
played-
reason.
Nate
Just
played
how it
with
fits
Jake.
the-
Jake outweighed him by 30 pounds. Nate didn't give a fuck if he won or lost that fight. Who cares? He got paid, and Nate is Nate.
So when you look at it from a coaching perspective, Greg, you look at a guy like Jake Paul, right? And
You'll
he
never
signed
be in my corner again.
he signed with the PFL. He signed with the PFL,
Yeah, they
correct?
promote him more than any other fighter they have, and he's never even fought.
So you look at him and you see his striking, and do you think you could teach him, a guy like him, enough wrestling?
Time.
Take time.
Like
Time.
timeout? Oh, it'd take time.
Take time.
So
yes.
he's got what, 6 months?
I mean, no, I can't do that in 6 months. No one could do that in 6 months.
You can't teach
It's
him
like
enough.
3, 4,
He's an
5
athletic
year
kid.
process,
Oh.
man.
I think they wrestled
He
in
did
high
have
school.
He's
a
an
wrestling
athletic kid.
background. He did
He's
have
an
a wrestling
athletic
background,
kid.
actually. So there's a chance.
Do you think it's harder for a striker to learn wrestling or
Yeah.
for a wrestler to learn
Yes.
striking?
No, by far.
You think it's by far harder for a striker to learn
Yes.
wrestling? Really?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I agree.
I would say because wrestling a lot of times starts very young, right? Like
Yeah.
you start doing that as like a kid, and also you, as wrestlers, you compete all the time. Like you can do jujitsu and never compete if you want. You can do karate, never compete if you want.
Not me, buddy.
Everybody
I
in the fucking
competed and I won.
congratulations. Every wrestler in the season competes twice a week. So they're getting used to that
Well, they
competition.
compete in
and shit like
practice,
that.
too,
So I
right?
think,
Like-
I think
I-
that escalates their level.
I think when it comes to the UFC, I think those competition reps are one of the most valuable things a wrestler can have. Because we wrestle 100, no, not 100. We wrestle 40, 50 matches a year since the time that we're little.
Wow. And
Well-
so you're understanding your weight, you're understanding your
Well,
body.
I think that's the biggest thing about transferring the skills, is understanding pressure, understanding leverage, understanding how to use your whole body together. Those are the types of things that takes time and repetition to get down.
How do you coach the wrestling with strikers? Because you're not going to sit there on your front foot with your face forward. I can't imagine.
Maybe.
I do.
don't know.
a little bit.
Yeah, really? You think,
I do a little bit.
Right here, hey, take a teep right to
I
the
don't
teep.
know. I just teach them to wrestle. I don't. That's not even something that I've ever even thought about or considered.
What do you guys think about it, like stances and like because you got to give up something to have power
Well,
in your
one
striking,
thing
right?
I respected about Greg is, and I've told him
I'll
this
join
maybe
you, Greg.
once. I've told him this maybe once, and I haven't really told a few people is when he first got into MMA, he was he was like deemed our wrestling coach. You know, this is you guys' wrestling coach. You're gonna go to him for all your wrestling. He didn't like take on that role. Like we've had a few other wrestling coaches that have been like, I'm the head wrestling coach. I'm this. I'm that. Everybody's gonna follow my suit.
Oh, like they came in swinging dick.
No, they came in swinging dick. They came in wanting to control things. They came in and they wanted to
with other
have
professional
people,
athletes,
yeah,
grown men,
and they
No,
wanted,
I don't want to control shit. Y'all do these.
yeah, and they wanted people to wrestle their way. Like this is
job
my
at the
way.
end of the
This
day,
is what it is. This is what I'm bringing to the table. Greg got that opportunity and he pulled back right away. Like he just watched, sat on the sideline, watched. He ran his wrestling practice. We did a few moves, and then he sat back and he like watched. You know what I mean? Came back. He watched the sport. He watched it go. He learned. Like he learned the sport. You gotta think he's a wrestler coming to a whole nother sport. You know, so I wouldn't think he
Does
knew.
it translate easily? Does it
No,
translate?
it
No,
doesn't.
it's just
No.
he.
Observe.
I think what he's saying is
Observe a lot.
he took his time
He
to watch because he
learned.
didn't. It's not like he was like learning all the other shit.
I was
You know what I mean?
told-
Like knowing the whole game.
My first MMA practice training session I ever ran, I was like, "Yo, what you want me to do?" They were like, "Just Rashad."
Just fucking
I called
wrestle.
him 10 minutes before my first practice. I said, "What do you want me to do?" He was like, "Just run a practice." I was like, "Cool, I can do that. Bang, done, no problem." And then it just takes time to refine your approach. My eye, and the way I wrestled fits MMA pretty well.
How so?
Just spacing and angles. I wrestled long. I wrestled with a lot of distance.
Changes speeds.
He took the time
Change
to see
speeds.
where
Well,
his game could translate into MMA and what he could take, what he did best, and teach us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just what he was talking about. So it was incredible. And he did that for what, 2-3 years? It wasn't like a short thing. Yeah, I mean, I know you still do it, but before you became what you are, like, leaning like, a lot of people come in, especially wrestlers.
Yeah.
And that's the most cocky sport you can fucking think of. Wrestlers are the most cockiest athletes.
No, next to UFC fighters.
Next to UFC, which they're the most cockiest athletes on earth. You know, so it's like my way. I fucking do this. You do it this way and that way. But no, he took a step back. He humbled it. Like it was a humble
needed to
approach.
take time to figure out what my values are. And how I did that is by observing and watching and trying to simplify things as much as possible to where I can get three or four circles that I just live in. I'm gonna live in here. I'm gonna live on this double leg. I'm gonna live on this single leg. I'm gonna live off of getting up off the floor, and I'm gonna live off of a good single leg defense. That's the circles that I drew. I deemed important. At that time, we was at the Black Zillion, so we had a lot of good strikers. So I didn't have to
Not the best
focus a
striker.
lot on my offensive wrestling. That changed probably 4 or 5 years ago, kind of as the sport has evolved and as we got different athletes in. And I think I'm just now able to meet my group the way I want to, as far as their wrestling and their technique and different things like that. So
If you watch
it's
our
fun.
athletes, they're
Is it different? I imagine. I mean, it's so different. You have so many different styles and so many different weight classes, and I
That-
know
That's the thing about where I'm at, though. Like I skip what you're. I feel you reaching for something, but whenever they get to me, we've already done all that stuff.
Okay,
So I'm just polishing.
gotcha.
I shouldn't say just polishing because it's often more than
No,
that.
You're fine tuning.
Well, Mickey said on the podcast a couple times, and Mickey, you can go into deeper depth with this. The MMA game has evolved so much where back in the day, you could be a world-class wrestler, maybe be deficient in other things, or your wrestling was so good you can get away with it.
Could hide it.
You could be
Yeah.
a great
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu practitioner. People didn't do jiu-jitsu so you could catch somebody in an arm bar that they didn't know how to get out of.
Yeah, when was the last time you saw armbar from the guard?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? People
Right.
know how to square their hips up.
Let me ask you
and
this,
negate
Mick.
that.
Let me ask you this: has the sport evolved, or is it more so the athletes and the type of athletes have evolved?
I think it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same thing. Like I think the what's necessary has evolved. Where you have to be proficient in all things. If you have a hole, it's going to be exposed. You know what I mean? So you have to be world class at like four different disciplines. or else you're going to get exposed down the line somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's same sport, same rule set, but
Same shit still works.
The game
same shit still works.
Yes, but
athletes in general is crazy.
I think the athlete has
I think it has to do more
evolved
with the
more
type of
than the
athlete.
sport.
so this
You
is my
gotta
point.
what do you mean by that?
understand.
The type of athlete?
Okay, so I got in the UFC at what 2010.
Damn.
Fuck you, light skin. 2010.
It's Black
Whoa,
History Month,
hey.
bro. We're all
we
brothers.
get 28. We get 28.
We are all
days. That's
brothers.
Come on,
bullshit.
guy.
So so 2010 was my Ultimate Fighter stint. There wasn't like athletes.
Styles make fights was the thing back in the day.
but
This is the
no.
wrestler.
We're
This
not.
was-
We're not talking athletes.
No, I know what you're saying. I
We're-
agree with you.
We're
Yeah,
talking
disciplines.
We're
You're talking
talking
athletes.
fighters.
yeah. There wasn't There wasn't
You
Division I
think-
football
you
players.
think Chuck Liddell's an athlete, or would you consider him a fighter?
We know Chuck. I love Chuck, but I saw one of the funniest things ever. He just kicked.
He was
one
college
of the,
football.
He just kicked one of the
had a
Nelk Bros in
scholarship
the leg.
program.
And
Yeah,
one of the
yeah, I
top
saw that.
comment. Did you
But-
see the top
but
comment? It's the
regardless,
funniest shit of all time. They said,
do you think
Chuck
he could-
Liddell looks like a midget who grew to full size.
But do you think?
Hey, don't talk about the Iceman like
No,
that.
I love Chuck Liddell, but that comment, you got to give credit where it's due. That's fucking. That's
But do you
choice
think he
trolling.
could dribble a basketball between his
So-
legs? You think he could catch a football? You think he could run a 40?
This is a very, very interesting point because I don't know how it was where you guys grew up, but where I grew up in North Jersey.
Joyzy.
Yeah. Guys who wrestled, I wrestled. Guys who wrestled.
I mean, North Jersey?
Well,
Easy, buddy.
They probably.
The guys who wrestled weren't good enough to play basketball.
Yeah, they
so like
only
when they made us choose between.
Yeah.
I was the first
Similar
year. You
concept.
had to
That's why I
choose.
wrestled.
I'm talking about the similar
Yeah.
concept.
So then I left wrestling and I played basketball all 4 years because like fuck, I'm not gonna be a wrestler. I can play basketball, right? So same
That's
thing.
why I wrestle.
You
I
know,
couldn't play.
the guys who couldn't play baseball played lacrosse,
I'm a
right?
good wrestler. I can't play
So-
basketball.
But now I even look at wrestling, and you look at the videos of fucking heavyweights doing standing backflips and shit like that. And you're like, well, this was not wrestling.
The athlete
back in
has
the day.
changed.
It's fucking
That's
nuts.
what. is
Okay, I see what
involved.
you guys are
The
saying. I see what you
the
guys are
athlete
saying.
has
The
involved.
athleticism is through the roof.
Yeah, it's
Where I think you're
unreal.
right. I don't want to like name
ones
names. I
and
don't know, but
twos
like
and low kicks, they still work.
yeah,
These were guys fighting on Friday, partying for 3 months, fighting again whenever that fight date
Sure.
came, partying
And to
again.
your point, I don't think
and
Dan
the training
Henderson's
camp.
out there, pull up jumper.
Perfect example.
You know what I'm saying?
Dan
Like, I don't-
Henderson.
yeah.
Great wrestler, great MMA fighter.
For
you
sure.
think he could catch a football?
And this is something we would always fuck with like, on the college campus. Like this was like the big talk we'd have in the weight room and be like, with us baseball players, be like, I can wrestle tomorrow. Can you hit a fucking curveball? You know what I mean? You can't. Like, we could step on the football field tomorrow. Can you do? And like, who knows? Like, obviously, whatever.
But now we got, can you fight? And it's like, actually, yeah, I've done a little training. I do some BJJ. Like,
Yeah.
baseball players are like, yeah, I can fight a little bit.
And it's
but-
gonna happen more and more because you guys are kind of the last men left. Like the masculinity has kind of been extracted
Watered
from
down.
the other sports.
We've had 2 different gym locations that NFL, NBA players worked out in. Everyone wants to play in those sports. Everyone, every kid, everybody. Every single one of those players stand and watch our practice, and they wish they could do that.
I know, right?
Kids
It's so
wanna,
annoying.
Kids want to play those sports. Men want to fight.
It's so annoying.
That's
They're
the
like,
truth of
oh, like, motherfucker, no.
Yeah.
You know the money I make?
It's a hard
Like,
thing.
You know what I do?
There's
Do
a lot
you
of
know
UFC
my
champions on the
fucking
NFL
day?
sideline. They're just not tough enough.
My father,
paid enough.
Mickey's
Very
met my
true.
father. My father's a judo black belt, and there's just nothing he could have done. Nothing he could have done to that. He could have convinced my mom to let me wrestle or fight as a kid. I had to wait until the year before high school to play football. She would not fucking let me.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
So,
weird. I get it now.
it's-
Well,
That
that
sounds
sounds like a
Why I
safety.
hate women?
That sounds like a safety aspect.
No, but that's the thing, right?
That's why you played baseball.
And that
to
was
save the sport.
no. I played baseball because it's the fucking best sport,
Well,
and you
it's
look
safest.
great
I
in
love
the fucking
baseball.
pants.
Besides
Speaking of,
Tommy John surgery.
Your teammates' asses look great in the pants. Is that what you just said?
hey,
She
slap
might
up.
be gay.
Slap
Might
ass.
not fucking-
You can
It's
shove
not
a-
you anymore,
You
Christian.
can shove a
Key and
bunch of
Peele.
seeds in your
Slap
mouth.
ass. Hey, listen.
Is that why?
Think about a sport that's so great you can eat while you're doing it.
How about that, huh?
Have a couple of brewskis on the off day. It's a nice leisurely activity, you know.
You can still drink in the clubhouse.
Oh, well, you know.
Yeah, okay.
You got some cups here. You know, it's a protein shake. Look, you guys don't get rewarded for being good in your sport, man. I hit a home run. I don't have to run. It's like they reward you for being good at what you
You got to
do.
run it a little bit.
Yeah, you knock someone out in the first minute. You don't got
The walk-off knockout is a nice fucking improvement to the.
No, I'm saying you're not paid by the hour. You
But
get
first
fucking
round
out.
Well, let me ask you that.
Yeah.
You just brought that up, and I do think that they try to minimize the impact of wrestling in UFC because you get checks for knockout of the night. You don't get checks for most takedowns of the night, right?
Depends on how.
You don't get
Good you
fight
are
of the
on
night,
Fight
right?
of the night. You can
Can
flip back
you?
and forth, but it's
can.
less likely. You're
But
right.
now it's
So-
switched to performance bonuses. So a
Yeah,
knockout
they
might
used
not
to do
get
knockout
you.
submission and fight of the night.
Yeah.
Now they just do performance. So it could be 3 knockouts. It could be 2 knockouts. It could be 2
Yeah.
submissions.
So we had Chase Sherman on 3 episodes ago, and Chase made the argument essentially.
Guys,
that-
Chase is way smarter than he looks. And
I know,
seems.
right?
Very
He
smart.
seems like a
I
little
was
hillbilly
very, yeah,
from
he was
Mississippi.
Very
way,
smart.
He's a
like
good
the
guy.
depth of him was very
Yeah.
impressive.
No, he says some shit.
So he made
Fighters
the
will
argument
surprise
essentially
you.
that like wrestlers are frowned upon in the UFC MMA community. The guys who wrestle are
Because
it's
they're
more
deemed boring.
yeah, it's more. But even in
But he was
between with
almost
you
saying
guys as
like,
fighters,
it's like
it's a
he was
bitch
almost
thing,
saying
like-
it's it's manlier.
stand and fight.
Stand and,
Yeah.
and fight.
Or is it a
Yeah.
bitch thing where you got took down and controlled?
They don't know.
That's
you
what
know,
that's,
the
that's
normal
what Gerard
fan.
said.
Get up,
That's
bitch.
exactly it. Yeah.
The normal fan doesn't understand the time, energy, and effort it takes to hold another grown man down on the
I
floor.
know, right? My back
5
still
minutes.
hurts.
Just
bro.
get him down, get him down, and keep him down.
They
Right?
don't
He
understand
does like
it.
that.
They
Yeah.
want to see people bleed. You know.
They want to see people bleed.
You know?
That's it. So do you
It's a
think?
bloodlust.
Why do you think the Dagestanis and all those guys are having so much success with their wrestling?
Because nobody wants to wrestle.
You think that it just comes down to that? They're
Dude.
dedicated to it, and
He would have a way better answer from a wrestling standpoint, but as far as an MMA and a fighting standpoint, nobody wants to be on their back. Nobody wants to wrestle. You know, that's what took me so long to get back to wrestling. So I'm like, I don't want to do this shit, bro. I get tired. But
Time
no,
and reps.
But like,
Time and reps?
Time
but-
and reps.
so
It's simple.
you don't think
It's
the
simple.
American UFC MMA fighter is putting in the time wrestling that they should? Or?
No, I don't mean to say that. I mean those guys are developed differently. Whenever they get over here, whenever they get to the UFC, they're more fully developed
yeah.
as wrestlers.
as wrestlers and fighters.
Really?
Yes.
Now, why do you think that is?
They put more of emphasis on fighting, whereas here, like we have a guy that's 27-0 as an amateur, 3 or 4-0 as a pro. He can't find a fight.
Okay.
He can't find a fight. Whereas here, us American guys, we want to get to the UFC the easiest route possible.
This
As
is
few
terrible.
fights as possible.
That's
You
the
get
new age fighter.
Yeah, you get to UFC, you're 6-1, 7-1.
You get
Or
torched.
1-0
guys
fight
have
CM
one-
Punk.
or 1-0.
1-0 fight CM Punk.
Wait,
you know
wait.
what I mean?
Okay. So what you're saying is that before they're on the main stage,
Who's the
they're more
Dagestani guy that was
seasoned.
27-0
That's
amateur?
that's what I believe, yes.
Okay.
Who's
Interesting.
the guy we got at the gym? 27-0 amateur, 3-4 can't get fights.
Aziz.
Aziz? I
okay.
thought you were talking about Nikita.
No.
Aziz is
Yeah,
good. Those guys are good, great, and talented. You know, but
Now, do you think the 27 fights that they're having are real legitimate
Yeah.
fights?
Yes.
I think a
Really?
majority
Yeah,
of them
So
amateur
are there
for sure.
more people doing it over there? Or is like what's the?
tougher competition.
I think it's like it's like a
It's
tougher culture,
competition.
Huh.
But we also have this thing where, too, there's a whole lot of not so good fighters from over there. Just because they have this group of fighters that's
they got
been
the fucking
very
neck-
good,
the
we
chin
think
beard.
everyone that comes from
Right.
from Dagestan or Russia can
No.
fucking fight.
This is
No,
exactly
no,
the
no.
same thing with Dominicans in baseball. There's like 5 good ones. Why do they think the whole
That's
island
what
can
I'm
hit?
saying. Maybe more than
Bullshit.
5, but
No, majority of them wrestle hard for 2 minutes and they're done. The fight's 15 minutes, so you get past that 2 minutes and you're like, okay,
Coming
now
from
it's my
Shemaiah
turn.
hard.
Yeah,
Coming
but
for him.
even that guy, he's fucking great. But you see how he gets tired in this fight.
Wrestling fucking style.
But he gets ahead so quick and so far
Yeah.
that he can take it off. later.
Wrestling is different, man. I mean, boxing is very fucking difficult.
It's the hardest sport.
Wrestling is just a
that's out
different
there.
tired. It's
Next
a
to
different
swimming.
soreness. You know, the guys that
there's only one way to train for it.
to do it.
Yeah, that's
Wrestle.
it.
You can only the only way to train wrestling is to
That's
wrestle.
it.
And it sucks.
That's it. There's no other way to get fit
Especially
for
if
it.
you got somebody like better for you, just beating
Yeah.
you down. Like, there's nothing worse than being dominated in a wrestling match.
helpless,
Like
yeah.
I'm sorry, there's nothing worse than just being helpless. Like some dude just grabbing your legs and slamming you everywhere. You're shooting on him and he's
Sure.
just picking you up and throwing you around. Like, bro, that's the most demoralizing
But
thing
the
ever.
Gracie Jiu-Jitsu guys, they dominated those wrestlers early on, right?
Some of them.
early on, but that was when like jiu-jitsu was almost like a superpower. Like they didn't know. Like that's why like
a superpower. That's
you
a
know
good
what I
way
mean?
to put it.
Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it,
And
you know
few
what I mean?
wrestlers too. There were a few wrestlers.
They didn't know to keep your arms
Yeah,
short. So
yeah,
you don't
exactly.
Get arm
And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying about when I was saying the evolution is like that. Like a Hoist Gracie wouldn't be able to do what he did then now.
He
Because
gets
of the
smashed.
evolution.
Yeah,
of
and you
the
didn't
sport.
have the Division I wrestlers then either.
Yeah.
Like who was it? Dan Severn.
Very true.
Who's the most
Ma-
famous
uh,
wrestler
Couture.
from
Ken
back then?
Shamrock.
Randy.
Frank
Ken
Shamrock.
Shamrock.
Randy or Couture. Yeah, Randy or
Couture.
Yeah, I
Shamrock.
mean,
Coleman.
Coleman.
But then you look at what Cain Velasquez did, and fucking my God.
Yeah,
know?
but that was towards.
No, it's a game changer.
Yeah, that was when the sport
Yeah.
changed and evolved at that point.
Would you
Heavyweights too.
would you like to see their wrestling evolve more into like an MMA style kind of rule set where you can do submissions, you can do chokes, you can do arm
They don't
wrestling?
give a fuck
actual
with wrestling.
wrestling?
Wrestling hasn't
No,
hasn't been
it's-
as good as it's been ever as it is right now. No, don't fuck with
Popular too.
Really?
wrestling. Yeah, don't fuck with wrestling.
But my understanding is that the Olympics are a completely different rule set as well.
Whole different style of wrestling.
Whole different style of
Whole
wrestling.
different style of wrestling. Yeah.
Really?
2 different styles of wrestling in the Olympics. We do a third.
So there's
we're the only
there's Roman
country that
Greco,
does-
Which
right?
is
There's Roman
weird.
Greco,
Why do we-
Greco-Roman.
Greco-Roman.
Why do you
That's
think
all-
we wrestle folk and everybody else wrestles
Freestyle?
Greco?
It was just
Freestyle,
Americans
right?
being Americans.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
Wanna
bro.
be different.
Fuck the
That's
metric
right.
system.
Yeah.
We got inches.
Quarter pounder with cheese.
We got
Goddamn
miles,
right.
Yeah.
You know?
Goddamn right.
Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese.
I don't know, man. Would you like to see MMA become a college sport?
It will.
How can we pipeline if you're saying that the
NCAA
think
will,
it might
NCAA will never
eventually.
sponsor it.
no?
NCAA will never sponsor it.
So then
there's
how
a
do we
few
catch up
times.
to the Russians if they're getting all this seasoning, the Dagestanis and all?
I
these
don't think
people?
we got
How
to
can-
catch up to them.
They got to catch up
Look
to
at
us.
the champions.
agree.
They don't got to champ up. We
They
don't
got
gotta
to catch up to
them.
us.
All right, so
They're only
just
getting
saying they're
that
more
wrestling.
prepared. for
heavyweight
who they
champion.
are.
Heavyweight champion is British. The light heavyweight champion is Jamaican. The
Who?
No, who?
No?
What?
No.
isn't
Fucking heavyweight champion is John.
No, it's a light
no,
heavyweight
it's,
champion.
It's Aspinall.
No, he's
No,
the
he's
he's
not.
the
he's
he's
not?
the he's the
He's
one
the-
Both
under.
right. You're
Light
both right.
heavyweight
he
is Brazilian.
Light heavyweight's
Who
Brazilian.
trains in Jersey?
So let's go through it. Let's go through it. How many of the champions are American right now at the moment? Because it used to be 100%.
I don't think it's ever been 100%.
I don't know.
Sean Strickland not anymore. Now it's Strikers.
No,
Strikers?
Are
Not
there,
bad.
are there
there's
any
none
Russian champs?
American.
That's easier.
There's
Are there
no
any Russian
American champs.
There's not
Is
a
there none
single
right now?
American
No,
I
champ right
think
now.
there
Is
is.
it?
Maybe a
Who's-
girl, no, but
Who's
Is there an
Pantoja?
American champ right now?
there's no American champ.
Let's
I
go,
don't think.
Chris. Go through it. Go through the
35.
champs.
Featherweight.
35? Sean O'Malley. America.
O'Malley.
Is
Who's
he the
featherweight?
champ?
Yeah, okay. O'Malley's right.
Well, he's not American. He's
45.
a king.
Volkanovski.
Volk, which he just did one of the
55
funniest fucking
is
videos
on.
I've ever seen in my life about him being old.
70.
That's great.
That was so
That's great.
funny.
Yo, let's
That
go
was so
fight
funny.
some on that,
70s
too. We should do some picks
Leon.
before we get out of here.
85 Dricus.
Yeah, but no Russians.
205
that was the point,
Pereira.
But
There
well,
hasn't been a-
Dagestani 55.
There
years
hasn't been no Islam's Russian.
Oh, Islam is champ, yeah.
Well, he's
Yeah.
Swiss, right? Is he Swiss
old.
or
So,
something?
yeah, just one.
No, he ain't Swiss.
Nah, who are you thinking of? Chimaev?
Chimaev, yeah.
Nah,
yeah.
he
But
won't
he's,
win one.
yeah, like Sweden.
He won't win one.
Did the world
Anytime
catch up, or did
soon.
the American fighter fall off?
I think it
No, it's just a
oscillates.
time
It's
and
like
chance.
it was
It's
we
just a
like
timing
Strickland
thing.
was it last month. You know what I mean? Like there's
the worst
it's just-
American.
yeah,
Who's
just
the worst
switches
American
up.
champ? You think?
What?
The worst American
Strickland,
champ?
you
like
think?
Yo, I
Strickland?
called him winning
I
that
don't
fight
know,
over
but
Izzy.
it's pretty
did
inspiring.
call
I thought he was going to
Sean
beat
Strickland
Izzy
would be a
too. I
world
called
Yo,
that
Sean,
too.
I've trained with Strickland. He's tough, man. He's
Huh?
legit.
I called
He's-
him
yeah.
winning too. He's just a clown.
He's got bloodlust, man. I think he's gonna end up killing an influencer. He's gonna.
Yeah, he's
I
an
love
idiot.
him, bro. I love Strickland.
Yeah, but
I
you would
love
think
Strickland.
someone with his background would have a little bit more empathy and compassion.
He's
though.
an idiot.
That's what-
Yeah,
that's what
he
bothers
likes to
me.
play a victim role of getting abused, but then he beats up on a little fucking 100-pound. What do you got?
That's
Like
the
daddy
shit. What are you
images?
accomplishing,
You beat up a
dude? I hate
100-pound
that shit.
influencer that
What?
plays video games.
When
Like,
they
you're a
bring these
Oh,
loser,
what, you talking about
bro.
Sneeko? You
Beat
talking
him
about
up in the
you're a
gym, like,
loser,
what are
bro.
you doing, man?
Beating up guys that want to come in, that's loser type shit. I
Yeah, I
don't
don't
waste
know-
my
I-
time,
well, I don't know
bro.
what the deal
Fuck
is with
out of
that.
here.
I don't know what the deal is with that.
One of these days, one of these influencers are gonna throw a wild punch and catch his ass slipping and knock his ass out, embarrass the shit out of him.
Well, who's
I
the
can't
guy that
wait.
wrestled on the guy who died? The great jiu-jitsu practitioner with the really athletic body that I fucking aspire
The
to.
fat dude
Orlando
died?
Sanchez.
Hey.
No way.
Athletic.
Orlando Sanchez.
Okay,
who
well,
went to
he
pop
was
his arm.
very-
Aerodynamic. Yeah, what was that about?
That dude passed away.
Yeah, he died.
Fuck, how?
Heart attack a couple years ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
man, you know.
Probably like the.
It hates to
juice
say
and,
like.
cocaine.
I mean,
Fuck. I
you know.
mean.
Hey, the way you
Do you need a moment?
hey,
No, I don't mean it.
no,
I'm just saying that
the way
sucks,
the way
but-
you want to go out on your shield, I want to go out on my plate. It's fine. You know what I mean? Like fucking, we live the way we live, and we'll die the way we'll die.
Fuck it.
So
True
fuck it.
warrior.
Like
Right.
a true,
Fuck my phone down
like a
to
true
send.
buffet warrior. The
How would you want to die?
how would I want to die?
Yeah.
Like how would I
In a
want?
I
to
wanna
die?
die.
In
I
glorious
hope I don't embarrass you.
revolution.
Making love to my brown sugar baby.
Is that right?
Brown
That's
sugar,
why I want to go
baby.
out. That's why I want to go out.
It's like
Yeah, I
karma
think
I
sugar,
want to be
baby.
surprised.
You don't know. You don't want to know.
I want to be surprised.
You don't wanna know?
I don't want to feel a thing.
Nope.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna get the Neuralink and live forever. I really do. I think science will figure.
I
it
don't
out.
want to feel a thing at all.
I hope not.
Shoot me in the
You hope not. You hope
Yeah,
science
so-
doesn't figure it out.
Not for you.
Ah well. I hate to tell you, buddy. It's the good that die young.
That's why we're still living.
Yeah. I'm gonna live forever.
That's what I said. I think I'm just too bad to die.
Yeah. I'm too bad. That's a great song. I'm too bad to die young.
Too bad to die.
Too
No,
bad
just too
to die
bad to
young.
die in general.
Just in general.
Not young.
So far, so good, man. So far, so good.
Yeah, you undefeated on that.
You ain't died yet. Yeah.
Too bad to die.
So
bro.
far, so good. I don't know. I think you know the terms of which it does humble you to. I'm now like in my late 30s, and sometimes like I'll get
That's
bad.
it?
I'll get bad. Yeah, sorry. It's- yeah,
He's
you know,
my age.
you know what they say, like white don't crack. So the
You just out here making shit up. God.
is that
You gotta
does-
think
is
of
that
something
is that
better.
how that
I
goes?
think you have
You
the
gotta
saying
think of
wrong.
a better rhyme.
That's
like
close.
White don't crack. Is that not how it goes?
You look good for
White don't
50.
suck.
Thank you.
What
I
rhymes
appreciate
go
that.
white?
Thank you. The
White? I don't know.
what was I gonna say before I was so rudely
Tight?
interrupted?
White stays tight.
White stays tight.
There
Nah,
we
don't.
go.
There you go.
It do not.
White stays tight.
If you inflate things, they get tired. Stop,
yeah, no,
man.
you're close.
Why you gotta make fun of his weight?
Yeah. This is what wrestlers do. Every time I beat somebody, what's the first thing they say?
Oh, it's because you're weight.
Yeah, I'm
Weight.
you're big
That
fat
shit
guy.
ain't gonna work
Of
for me
course.
though, Gerard. We'll get
Big
that out the
fat
way
guy,
right
big fat
now.
guy.
It don't matter how big you are.
You could have the best joke
Ooh,
against
motherfucker.
somebody no matter what.
But what are the rule sets here? I'm not gonna wrestle you.
You
What
can
we
lay
gonna
on
do?
you.
I see
Yeah,
you
it's-
thumping them the pads, man.
I'm down for a good time.
You can,
All right.
you can lift what, 600 pounds?
Squat 660, bench 550.
I knew you had some good weight under
I
there,
can fucking
man.
squat like
Yes.
500. Damn, you need to get that up.
I can bench like 700.
Dude, if there was 15
Bro, you
second
fucking
rounds,
like
that'd be a
it, bro.
problem. If there was 15, 17 second rounds,
You get 20.
that'd be an issue.
Get 20.
But this 5 minutes is a long fucking time.
Getting
No,
down,
it's
getting
not.
down to
You
265
think
might be a problem.
you
It's a
think
long time.
5 minutes is not a long time at all?
Yeah.
No,
It's a long
not.
time.
No, it's not. I fight. I'm like 5 minute first round starts. I'm thinking this right away. Greg's like 90 seconds in. I'm like, damn, it's been that fucking long already.
I think our oxygen
2 minutes
capacities
in,
may be
like-
different. I think, I tell you what,
Maybe, but 5 minute goes like.
I
this
feel the same
when
way
you're
about
in a-
comedy. When I'm
in a
doing
fight-
comedy, man, a half hour goes like this.
See, you're
right?
in your
But when I first
scene.
started, 5 minutes was like, oh shit, how the fuck am I gonna talk for five
Yeah,
full minutes?
you're
Now
in
it's
your
like
mood,
getting
yeah.
pull me off the stage.
No,
Right?
our
Once
shit
you
goes
come jump
way
in that
too
batting
quick.
cage,
I'm like,
man.
damn, I should
Oh,
have did
dude, I
something.
would love to. I've worked with Mike's kid a little bit. I love that shit, dude.
No. I'm talking about instead of the pitching machine, me pitching.
Oh, we got a
Whoa.
challenge. We got a challenge. You got to wrestle Greg,
Oh.
and
tell you what,
he's got to
whoa.
pitch
Do
to
you
you.
play?
I like this.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do
do
that.
it.
Do you play at all? I play softball
I
on
played a
Tuesdays.
lot of baseball.
Yo, play softball with
I
us on
played a lot of
Tuesdays.
baseball. I played on 3-4 baseball teams a year.
Dude, come play with us on
Yeah.
Tuesdays. We got a great
I have a
softball
thing
team.
against beer leagues.
Oh no, we take it serious.
I used to
Hey,
play
go hop in.
softball.
Christos hopped in, never played baseball in his
Christos
life.
hopped
Played
in.
last
It was
week.
very good.
Yeah.
I've never got an
Yeah.
invite.
Do you wanna
fucking
play?
Racist and
I
fucking
just want a
racial,
jersey.
bro.
Can you give me a jersey?
Yeah.
My guy.
Wait, guys.
I'm
I'm dead serious right now. We need some more guys.
And I'm
You
dead
guys wanna play
serious
softball?
about-
Tuesday nights in Boca.
And I'm dead serious about
time
getting this
Tuesday
wrestling and pitching.
6:30,
match.
7:30,
I got too
8:30, or
much shit on my
9:30.
plate, man.
I could do
don't need to
9:30,
be adding
8:30,
Can
and
you imagine how much
9:30.
he's
I could
got
do
on his plate?
8:30.
Yeah.
shit.
I'll do softball for sure. That's my shit.
Dude,
I was always
good group
lead
of guys.
off.
Good group of guys.
Yeah, great.
I got to
good
lead
guys.
off. I got to be the leadoff hitter though.
Good Sound Softball. What's up? Shout out to my boys. They always listen, man. Shout out to all of them. The all bunch of ex-college baseball players is having a good time, man. It's fucking
I
awesome.
wanna play
You
against
fucking hit the
college baseball
softball to the
players.
fucking moon. It's unbelievable.
Batting cage, Greg.
Were you a
We're
pitcher?
gonna film this.
Were you a pitcher?
I pitched a little bit.
What position did you play? What did you think your best
Yeah, he
position
was a pitcher for
catcher,
sure.
shortstop.
You played catcher and shortstop.
Of course you.
She was a catcher.
Yeah.
I love baseball.
Match made in heaven.
Catcher's a fucking tough position.
Might do that thing on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're gonna get a
We
film
should
crew.
do this.
We're gonna do this for
I'm,
sure.
I'm 1,000%.
We got, and then right next door is the mats. It's
Yeah.
perfect, right? Literally,
That's
it's
what
a,
I'm
It
it's a
sucks
walk.
though because if
This
he
is gonna be
fucking
great.
if he drills me, I can't charge him out and shoot the double. Like what the fuck? I feel like I'm gonna have to wear a helmet or something.
We'll dial it in a little bit before.
What do you
we
think
go.
about the weights changing? I heard that they're gonna do the
No,
65,
they're not gonna
75.
change.
They're not gonna change.
do that shit.
You don't think so?
I think it'd be sick, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
There's no point. No, it won't be sick.
Will they add? Are they
There'll
add?
be
Why? It's
too
just
much
one more.
confusion between 65 and 55. I can fight 2 weight classes.
So what?
Good.
Yeah, I fight 55 1 week.
opportunity
Yeah.
to
Two
get money.
weeks
More
from now, I
super
fight
fights,
165.
more super fights, more.
Nah, it makes
I think
it
that's
too
more fun.
bullshit. Like my nutrition's gonna have a heart attack. Like,
Let me run
you're
something
fighting 65 this week and now you're
Yeah.
fighting 50. Like
before we pull up the fights for this weekend, and I know it's getting late. We'll get you guys out of here.
Oh,
What do
there's
you
the
guys
fat
think
guy.
of?
Yo, Mike was like, I can only do 30 minutes. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Called
I'm
him right
trying
away.
to-
I was like, no
I said
way.
the same thing. I said, no, you ain't, man. You
No
ain't gonna walk
way.
off the set.
I look. I am not a fight necessarily enthusiast.
Say I won't.
I'm a casual as anybody else, but what I am is a gambler, and what I am is somebody who came from the TV world. And I think one big thing that MMA is missing is kind of the drama and the idea that people can argue about the sport and debate the sport in between the actual fights. What I mean by that is on Sunday, the coach goes for it on 4th and 1. Dan Campbell decides to go for it instead of kick the field goal. Everybody in America has an opinion on that, right? If I was the coach, I would do X, Y, Z. It's hard for anybody in America that hasn't sat there throwing a fucking spinning back fist. We can't be like, I would have thrown a fucking kick. Anybody who does that's a hammerhead.
there's
right?
everybody that says
They're
that.
hammerheads,
No,
right?
Yeah, I can't watch
It's
fights
like
at
after
bars.
Monday.
Hit him with the elbow.
Yeah, I
bro.
know, right? Have
Why
you
didn't
not
just
seen
hit him
the
with an
MMA
elbow?
fan?
It's
I
like
know.
after Monday,
Fucking
that
crazy.
card never happened.
Never happened.
You get a couple blog posts, like not even real journalists, like writing recaps. You get some bloggers out there, some tweets, and after that, then
Precisely. So that
that never builds.
So this is my point.
Next.
Exactly what I'm talking about. So if you're putting millions of dollars into a fighter, and you're putting millions of dollars
shit in there.
into promotion. Let's say you're putting millions of
They
dollars
ain't
into
promoting either. They do with the Apex.
you're promoting you're building Conor McGregor. You're building him. He's going to be the face of your organization, right? If he even gets to the fight date, doesn't do something fucking stupid, right? And waste your investment to even get to the fight date, he can lose. It's 50-50. Now, everything you just spent to build your promotion, if you're the Dallas Cowboys and you lose, that marketing dollars aren't fucking gone. You're playing again on Sunday. If my quarterback gets caught with an underage hooker, I put another quarterback under the helmet. I can promote the shit out of the Dallas Cowboys. It's not one person, right? So I really would love to see some sort of evolution in MMA where it's the Miami Pit Bulls against the fucking New York Gangsters or some shit.
I think
they
Team
tried
MMA
that.
is the way
They
to
tried
go,
that.
man.
Like
No,
college
they tried
wrestling.
Guys, they tried
Just
it.
hear
It
me
didn't
out.
work.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
They
You got
tried it.
2 guys at each weight class, okay?
We know.
And the coach can
We
say you
know.
put in somebody instead of the other guy. That gives me something to talk about. Then you do.
We know.
It's 1 point. It's 1 point for a win. All right. It's 2 points for a knockout. You go into the last fight. Your team is down by fucking 2.
Have you ever heard
gotta
of
go for the
IFL?
knockout. Yes, but I think they bailed on it too soon, and I think they did it wrong. And I
It
don't.
will
And also,
never work.
sometimes the timing's not right. You don't think it would work?
It
in
will
today's
never
world?
work. There's too many fighters from too many different places, and there's not enough money involved.
Oh, I don't know, bro.
Unless
know.
somebody's
You could have a
dumping-
roster of 20 fighters in 10 weight classes.
Unless you're dumping millions into that
And you're
team.
fighting every week. If you're doing
Yeah,
it,
the
if you're doing it
sport's
like a
only
real
growing,
Unless
Mike.
you're dumping millions
The sport's only
contract.
growing, man. Someone's gonna come in there and
I don't
and
know,
do that.
bro.
I
We
think
have to be contracted just like the NFL and
Yes,
the NBA.
think about it.
We
That's,
have
that's
to
what he's
be.
saying. He thinks that could be the
Yes.
future, or it could be something
No,
like that.
it will
Dude,
never
you
be
do a
that
whole
way.
fight weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You do it every weekend.
I
And
feel
now you
you.
got a guy who's out there. You got your best fucking 70, your best 170, but he's fought 2 weeks in a row. There's no way he can fight 3 weeks in
And
a row.
go on teams.
Now
and
the
this
second
and that.
guy's
Yeah,
gotta fight.
I see it would never happen. It's too
Then you
many
got kids,
guys.
but think about the money you could put into promoting the Miami Pitbulls as opposed to putting all your money in the John Jones and
Get
then
the whole
fucking
geography. Yeah.
Yeah, I could spend so much money promoting this and have a 10-year fucking plan in building this thing, and I don't have to worry about one guy fucking hitting his wife and blowing my whole fucking company up.
Promotion. Who's gonna fucking promote it? The UFC's got their promotion with all their fighters. Where are these other fighters gonna go to pull the team? It just won't work.
But you don't think so if I'm watching the UFC and I pay for the pay-per-view, I pay because there's one fighter I want to see.
Zuckerberg, come on, we know you like MMA.
Right?
Make
What am I
league,
doing for the next 6 hours? I don't give a shit. Why should I watch?
Or do you give a shit?
But I'm telling you, I don't.
Yeah,
so now
you're
for the
telling me you don't.
advertisers,
Then that's your fault. You spent that money to watch one
you're missing the
fighter.
point. Hear me out. That guy's gone. These advertisers are looking at the per minute viewership. Why am I spending $1 million to put fucking my gummies in the corner if the most popular fighter was gone 3 hours ago? I need these people to watch to the end. I need the gambler to have something on it. Why, watch to the end. The team's down by fucking 2. I got money.
The knockout.
I got money on the New York Goombas. They need the knockout. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you mean.
So I have to watch to the. I don't know. For me, it's
great.
just it's too much.
Too
independent
freedom.
contracting.
Yeah,
right
that's what I
now.
mean. There's ways that everybody
know?
can be a fighter. Everybody can sign up. You can fight, build your record, get into the UFC, get in the Bellator, get in the PFL.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Well, I think that's the good thing about it. But the bad thing about it is like from a business perspective, I got to bet on somebody that could lose.
Yeah. So the good thing about
But
it,
if my team
happens
loses
to be
this
the
week,
bad
they're
thing.
back next week. I don't got to wait 6 months for my favorite fighter to fight again.
Yeah.
And then he loses twice in a row, and who is he? Like, I can't make money off of him anymore. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense. I don't know if this is sacrilegious to the MMA community.
No, it makes sense completely, but it's a hard thing to do.
Like, you don't think there would be fucking
people
massive...
gravitate towards teams.
That's what I'm saying. You don't think there would be massive fucking money
They're trying
between
to
the
do
Vegas
it. They're
versus the
trying to do
Miami
it.
team in Vegas? Like,
They're trying to do it. I heard France got a team. They put a team together.
look at
For
the
some odd
Olympics.
reason,
Fuck.
Like Faraz is on there. They
Look
put
at
it,
the
so
Olympics.
People are
They've
trying
got
to put
people
teams.
up watching fucking curling at 2 o'clock in the morning because fucking America. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just people gravitate towards
But
teams.
you have to
If you've
have-
ever been to a college or even a high school wrestling event, it's fucking nuts.
Well, you put the emotional connection about a
It's
city or a
nuts.
town or a school involved too, and that just heightens it, I believe.
It's
But you
nuts.
you have to have the promoter to promote these cities against cities or these teams against teams.
I don't
No
know, man.
shit, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but like who?
Zuckerberg.
Like it's.
I would
better-
start with the casinos.
It's
I
better,
would start with the casinos.
It's better.
I'd
to
say
have a
Hard
number
Rock,
of
Hard Rock,
fighters from
Florida
everywhere.
versus Borgata, Atlantic City. You know, the fucking.
Okay, what's that? What are you gonna do? Like 2 shows a year?
I would do it every fucking weekend for 6 months. I would put a season.
So you need more than 2 fighters.
Do
At
you?
each weight class.
Huh?
You need way more than 2 fighters at each
Yeah,
weight
you
class.
pick someone up.
I would
Sure.
say to make
from
it worth
somewhere.
it, you probably need at
Bro,
least 6
think
bouts
about
of
how
card.
fucking cool it would be. Think about how cool it would be for fucking Killcliff FC trades Michael Johnson for fucking 2 Dagestanis. You know what I'm saying? And people are going to be arguing the whole time. And then 3 weeks later, you're fucking, the heavyweight on your team is out. And we only got one guy left, and Michael Johnson says, fuck it, I'm going heavyweight. Coach puts him in. Who's not writing about this? Who's not blogging
drama.
about this?
Commission not gonna clear that.
You know, this is entertainment.
Commission
This
not
is
gonna clear
entertainment.
shit.
You don't think it's the
Commission would
commissioner's
never
not
clear
going to
me
clear
fighting a
it.
heavyweight.
So it's a commission issue.
That was hypothetical.
Hypothetical.
Of course, at 155,
Okay.
you're not
You
going to
bump
fight
up
at
to
275.
Okay, hypothetical. Okay,
Because light
hypothetical.
heavyweight could bump up.
Okay,
And that would be
you
interesting,
still-
right?
yeah,
Like,
okay.
hey, I got two baller light heavies.
But you
one of them's going to
still-
go up
but
to
you
heavy.
still
And my
need-
heavyweight sits here pissed off like, bro, trade me if you're not going to fight me. People are going to talk about that. You're in the news
But
every
you
fucking
still,
day.
You still need several fighters, and they still need to be paid to be just
You
sitting
don't think
there
there's enough fighters?
to take a paycheck just to sit there? Who's got that money to just pay somebody to be on a team in MMA?
Zuckerberg,
you
save
might
us.
fight. You might and tell a guy that's second string. You might fight this fight. Oh no, he's first string is clear to fight.
Joe
He's gonna
Rogan's
fight.
got some money.
Not that much.
You think it would be that much?
He ain't got that much.
I think the
How much
NFL
do
makes
you
some money.
think-
Major League Baseball makes some money. The MLS, for Christ's sake,
How
makes
much,
some money.
How
You could
much do
pitch
you
this.
think
You could pitch
second
this.
string is wanting is needing to be a fucking like, oh, you mean if this guy fights this week and I gotta sit and wait to see if he's healthy enough to fight next week before I can even fight?
What if it was
Just think about it like that, like the NFL. The quarterback gets hurt, they got to bring in the backup next week. And then they have a deeper depth chart.
And there's there's a league minimum, and there's a fucking salary cap.
Third string beats the fucking guy. It's like crazy.
What if that first string stays healthy through every fight and second string's just sitting there?
Then he's getting paid. He's getting paid. He's practicing with the team.
He's practicing.
It's like, you know what I mean? It's like,
he could demand a trade.
He
can become a free agent after 3 years.
He can move up a weight class.
Okay.
To me, this is juice. To me, this has got.
Back to my first point.
This is juice.
Who's got the money to pay somebody to just hang out?
The coaches have to get on the podium afterwards and say, "Hey, why did you put the kickboxer in against the wrestler?" And they got to answer the fucking questions. That's juice, man. That's juice. And then we got a reason to talk about this shit on Monday.
I see where you're going.
I got no reason to talk about it unless there's an insane fucking knockout or somebody's fucking bleeding.
Or you made a lot of money.
Or you made a lot of money or you lost a lot of money. Now fucking you can bet every fucking week. To me, it makes all the sense in the world. All the sense
every week now.
Not on you guys.
Of course.
No, absolutely not. Not the way I bet in the NFL. Absolutely not.
If I'm fighting.
If you're fighting, I bet. Thank you, by the way.
You're welcome.
But
this
and obviously for the IRS watching this is all fucking a joke.
Satire.
Satire. Like, we would never.
Too bad you guys can't find the funds no way if you look. So.
Satire. Please do not look. It's all a joke. I don't know. I guess that's kind of like. And again, I'm a fucking noob. I don't know shit about this, but I feel like that would be juice, man. I really do. I feel like fucking people can get behind it. People can get on board with it. You can sell team merch. You can have people arguing with the coaches. You can
team competitions.
I agree. It sounds like a great idea, but
there's a ton of money in that, man.
But listen, these guys
get sponsorships.
These guys have a monopoly over the sport of MMA, and it will never.
I can't imagine the UFC would like it.
And you could save money. You can do 3-4 dual meets a night.
If I were the PFL,
have you guys
this
ever
is what I
before?
would do. No.
Hey, have you ever had an MMA fight before? Have you ever been in an MMA fight before?
No.
No? You never? You know how long it takes to recover if you have a good fight?
This is my point. This is exactly my point.
Yeah, like if somebody's banging in a fight, the motherfucker might be out.
He's out.
Yeah,
he's out. And then the second string fight.
Then maybe do 3-minute rounds.
I feel you.
Do 3-minute
rounds. That's when your strength of your organization comes
in.
How do you draft? How do you acquire talent?
The NFL.
You have
oh my God! I didn't even think about a draft. Imagine a fucking draft.
You have to have 6 fighters in each weight class at a team.
Okay.
At least.
So how many weight classes are there?
I don't know.
25,
10,
35, 45, 55, 70, 85, 205, heavyweight
8. 8 times 6 is what? 46? It's less than an NFL roster. It's less than an NFL roster.
So you're saying there's a chance?
And honestly, I wouldn't even say that that's too many weight classes. I would go less. I would go.
Yeah, I would. PFL did.
Oh, you're getting rid of 25, 35?
Yeah.
Because you don't know.
We're not getting rid of heavyweight. You know what I mean?
What type of grown-ass man weighs 125
if I were
anyway?
and then you got the women, too. Put them in there. But if I were the PFL,
hold on. Put the women in there. Would you put them on the same team, or would you have a whole separate thing?
No, they got to be on the same team.
Gene, you have gone too far.
That's it. Wrap it up. I know. I think you put them on the same team.
3 women fights.
I think you put it on the same team.
It's on 2 women weight classes.
Yeah. Absolutely. You get the girls involved, and they're wearing the fucking gear, and now you're selling. Dude, this can make so much fucking money. So much money.
I'm with you. A team function would be great. Do I think it'll happen? Absolutely not.
Well, that's 2 different things. That's.
If I were the PFL, I would say I can't compete with the UFC on the UFC's level.
The PFL,
but I could change. But if the PFL did it, I'm telling you, they would.
They got Saudi money.
That's what they're looking at the Africa thing for. I think it's kind of in that similar regard. They need something different.
Nobody's gonna try to reinvent the wheel in MMA.
Yeah, but it's a very difficult thing.
I wish.
It's only been around 30 years.
It's
tough.
Yeah, there is.
You don't know who a fighter is. You don't know shit about a fighter. You're like, oh hey, I like this fighter. And he loses 2 fights, you don't fight no more.
There's plenty for this sport. The athletes aren't taken care of.
But you're not changing the sport whatsoever. The only thing you're doing is changing the format in which they compete.
Yeah. Yep.
You're not changing anything.
Yes. Absolutely.
You're not reinventing shit.
And to me, you just use a template. You know, you don't change the wheel, you change the rims on it.
Watch this. 10 years from now, Michael Johnson,
the head coach
of the St.
the
Louis.
head coach of the St. Louis fucking
St. Louis Riders.
the St. Louis Slick Dicks.
Riders.
Might as well call them the Lunatics.
Well, let's start with 10 teams. We get an LA team, we get a Dallas team, we get a Las Vegas team, we get a Miami team,
I'm looking to get
New York, Chicago.
Have you guys?
You're gonna tell me New York versus Philadelphia isn't a fucking riot? A riot? You're gonna tell me
In Atlantic City?
bro.
it's a fucking riot?
Shit.
A riot?
Okay, so let's.
You're gonna tell me Vegas, LA is not a fucking
Yeah,
riot?
actually, pull this
Let's
whole thing
start
off
slow.
of fucking.
Yeah, let's start slow. Let's get two
YouTube.
teams in Florida, and we'll put them against each other. I've actually had that thought of it, like an MMA.
The
Like
whole
league.
fucking
We
roster's
would
hanging out around the
travel
cage.
city to
Like,
city.
I talked to a bunch of different coaches at gyms around the country. The biggest thing I had, and I don't think you do. The biggest issue that came to me was they don't have enough fighters. So I think what you do is you don't have wrestling did this back in the day too. You don't have to live in Miami to fight for Miami, right?
okay.
You can come down, a week, 2 weeks before the season.
Hey, you don't gotta live in New York to play for the Giants. You know what I mean? You can acquire
Yeah,
them.
That's
However,
what I'm saying.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be a regional
So
thing.
you're just attached to that team. You don't necessarily have to live there.
Yeah.
This sport is not like any other sport. So
I can read the comments already. They're like, this fucking guy doesn't know shit. Nah, it's not
Yeah,
fighting.
yeah.
Christian doesn't
It's
have his microphone, but
It's a
Any
whole
of the
different
comments, just yell them
sport.
out, Chris.
It's a whole different sport. Like
Yeah.
you got to be involved. You got to be there day in, day out. The shit's not gonna work coming 2 weeks, 3 weeks before a fight.
I
It's
don't know. I
not.
just think it's juice. It's juice for me to yell at the fucking TV at a guy I've never met. Like, stop
Yeah.
going for the takedown. We need a knockout. What are you doing? Like, there's
Some
juice
juice
there.
isn't all good juice. Though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's
that's why G's pre-diabetic.
well, I
Orange
was
juice
gonna
and
go more
apple
towards
juice is
Vitor Belfort, but no, I guess yeah, whatever. What do we got for this weekend? We got fights this
It's
weekend.
actually a good card. I'm actually excited about it.
Are we almost? Where's you at?
We're
We're live. You can go ahead. Go to a piss.
Take a
Nah,
piss.
that's good.
All right. I mean, you want the
Nah,
cup over here
picks.
under the table?
Let's go.
Yeah. All right,
Nah,
let's
I
finish.
don't. I'm gonna do that.
All right. Go ahead, Chris. Let's read out the card, buddy. Just you can yell. I mean, you don't have a microphone.
Miranda Maverick versus Andrea Lee.
Pull
Don't
it
know
up.
either one.
Why aren't you pulling it up?
Yeah. Oh, Miranda, that's the girl from Fight Club.
And remember, if you guys go to betus.com and use code SNT125,
Fight Club.
Yeah, we're gonna
girl,
give-
there we
yeah,
go.
betus.com, code SNT125, 125% of your first deposit.
We did pretty good on our picks last time you were on the show.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm gonna
I
go.
think you guys went 7-0.
Yeah, like
Taporia?
we're awesome. Ooh.
You're going
The
Taporia over
spoiler
Volk?
alert, bro. Let's
Spoiler.
build it up.
Going Marab.
Why don't we go fight
Yeah,
by fight here, bud?
Hey,
our
this-
editor is fucking having an aneurysm right now. I don't even know who these guys are.
That is fight by fight. I went one fight and I'm going another fight.
All right, read.
Go
Keep
to,
going. Read fast, Christian.
Just do main card.
You want main card?
Yeah.
I don't know who's on the prelims. Read out the prelims real quick. Go.
Oban Elliott, Val Woodburn, Danny Barlow, Josh Quinlan,
Who's Quinlan fighting?
Don't know him.
Danny Barlow,
Next one.
Series guy debut.
Zhang Mingyang versus Brendan Ribeiro,
Don't know
Keep
him.
going.
Dobson versus Gore,
Keep going.
Johnny Dobson.
AJ Dobson.
Oh wait, who's that one?
AJ, the little
No,
short
I think
black
that's off.
dude.
I trained with him out in at Matt Brown's gym back in the day. Who's he? I think that fight's scrapped. Who's that he's fighting? He's fighting Edmund Shabazian in a few weeks. That
I
fight's
just
scrapped.
saw Shabazian.
Oh, out in Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah, good kid.
Yeah, he's
Rian
really good.
Nakamura versus Carlos Vera.
Nakamura?
Maybe we should have just went to the main card. Keep going.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Keep going.
Marcos Rodrigo de Lima versus Justin Tafa.
Ooh, and Justin Taffa. So
Banger.
Justin Taffa, Junior
Banger,
Taffa was
yeah.
supposed to fight him, and then he pulled out and his brother replaced him.
Oh, I just saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone got something on that?
That'd be a pretty cool fucking thing if it was Team Polynesia. I'm just saying.
Team Spam.
Keep going.
Team Spam. The Polynesian, the Hawaii Spams. Oh, this thing would be huge. Man, the amount of money Spam would play.
That Kopylov fight's the first fight on the main card.
That's great. The Hawaii
Roman Kopylov, I like him a lot.
The Hawaii
Who's he
Spam,
fighting?
the Polynesian Spam versus the Maui
Hernandez.
Fires.
Who's he fighting?
Anthony Hernandez.
Versus Kopylov?
Yep.
Lightweight
G.
fight.
Jones. Start
I
us off, brother.
I got Kopylov. You want me to go through the whole
That's a
thing?
lightweight fight.
Yeah,
I
we're gonna go
wanted
through. No,
Hernandez.
just we're gonna do one fight at a time. Each
I'm
one's
gonna
gonna give
go
our
with
picks.
Kopylov.
Do you have some picks on the
I like him.
prelims? You have some picks
Do
on the
you-
prelims?
No, we went through that.
Do you know who Kopylov
You were making
is?
spam jokes.
I'm
Man,
hungry.
Anthony Hernandez impressed me. He's impressed me, man. What do you know about Kopylov? I don't know much about him.
He's,
Heard of him.
he's really dynamic. Has a couple head kick knockouts. Hernandez, I'm trying to think.
They call him Fluffy.
Is this
he,
the
I think
lightweight
he beat
Hernandez?
the jiu-jitsu champion.
He beat one of our guys. And that's what
Is this
that's what I was
Alex
trying to think.
Hernandez? The lightweight?
No. Anthony Hernandez. He's a Mexican cat.
Oh,
He's,
welterweight.
85.
Oh,
Have you
middleweight.
missed the last 5 minutes?
Bro, you think I pay attention when y'all talk about other fighters? I don't give a fuck.
All right, hey,
You guys are gonna have the biggest
Hey.
podcast in the world.
first
You guys are
pick of
gonna
the
be
night.
incredible.
First pick of the night. Greg Jones is going with Kopylov.
Yeah.
Next fight.
Marab versus Cejudo.
Ooh.
Marab.
I'm going with Rob too, dog.
Even after Cejudo? Is that Cejudo?
Cejudo?
After?
Cejudo?
Is it? Which one is it?
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
Cejudo.
Is it
Nah, don't tell
Cejudo?
him. It's funnier if he says Cejudo
Cejudo.
for the rest of the time.
Cejudo's the guy who gave him the compliment?
Yes.
And now he just picked the other guy?
Yes.
Gangster. That's
Hell yeah.
fucking gangster.
I'm going
Cejudo
Marab
ain't
as
fought
well.
4
Objective.
years.
Nah, he
Cejudo
fought,
ain't
he
fought
fought,
4 years.
he fought Alchemy.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Was it that long?
No.
At least 3 years
It
ago.
was like a year.
No.
Pull it up.
I got a
No.
Michael.
How much you want to bet? It was at least 3 years
I would have liked to
ago.
bet whatever you would like to bet.
2 years at least.
You know, if you guys
I'm
like
still
betting,
got-
you can
I'm
go to
gonna-
BetUS.com.
It's like
I'm
6
gonna-
months at
I'm going to
least.
stand on my 3 years. 20 push-ups.
All right, done.
What was it? Sterling versus
Yeah, how long
Cejudo.
ago?
2023.
Wow.
What? No way.
Wow. That was at least 3 months ago.
Mason.
At least.
Very memorable.
It was
Really?
last year.
All right, I owe you 20 push-ups. Actually, you didn't say yes.
I did
so I
say
don't owe you
yes.
nothing.
I said bet.
You didn't
So
say
which
yes.
tribe
The
are
headphones
you
not
from
working?
with the Indian betting? Are you
The
Cherokee
tribe
or-
Seminole.
Oh, you're Seminole? Port Seminole? Oh, very nice.
I don't get it.
Indian bets? You didn't know what an Indian bet is?
Oh, like an Indian giver? Like taking it back?
Yeah.
But I'm not taking it back. I owe you 20 push-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
20.
cool.
All right,
it
next
wasn't
fight.
Great. It wasn't
All right,
great.
we got-
Are we live? Fuck, cut it.
We got Gary versus Neil.
Ooh.
Ian.
What do you guys think of the whole Ian Gary?
I'm going
nonsense?
Jeff Neal.
Yeah?
I'm not going to comment on all the other bullshit. I got Jeff Neal in the fight.
Ian is taking, like, everybody fucking turned on him. He's
Hard.
he was getting booed. They didn't ask him a question.
Yeah.
Everyone was booing him. Greg, wipe that smirk off your
It's all
face.
part of the plan.
Are you talking about weigh-ins?
The press conference.
Yeah.
Well, the internet's
Yeah.
been brutal. to Ian
it's
Gary
been
for-
brutal.
for a long time.
Yeah,
They were always very nice people
I
to
got
me.
Ian winning. They are nice people. They're nice people.
Greg, you disagree?
In the internet?
The internet. Oh, the internet's
He's talking
horrible.
about-
I'm talking about Ian and Layla. Nice people. Ian and Layla were really nice people.
Great people.
I got Jeff Neal.
That is a pivot.
Next fight. You heard me and Mike are going. Me and Mike going with Ian. Greg's got Jeff Neal.
Robert Whitaker versus Paulo Costa.
Whitaker. I still believe Costa won't even make it to the fight. And it's
What's
tomorrow.
the what's the line on who's the underdog in the Ian Gary
Tough
Jeff
to
Neal
say,
fight? What's
bro.
the line?
I don't. Yeah.
Neil is the.
He's big
plus
underdog.
185.
He's what?
Plus 185.
So it's a 2-1. So
that
so
big?
Ian Gary,
Is that big?
Kinda
Ian
big,
Gary's
yeah.
2-1 favorite.
He's gonna kick his ass.
Jeff Neal or Ian Gary?
I think Ian's gonna
Ian's gonna
outpoint
kick his
him. I
ass?
think he's gonna outpoint him. As long as he stays away
He can't fight him.
from the power.
Yeah, you can't fight him.
But Ian's great at getting on his bike, jabbing, touching people. He's great at that. He's longer than he
Very
seems,
good.
quicker
really
than he
quick
seems.
and fast.
You know, he's I think Ian outpoints him, gets a decision.
Interesting. But at 2-1, you think Jeff Neal's a good lotto ticket?
That's a good bet.
Somebody
So
else.
if you
is
bet
probably
you
a
bet
better
100, you're gonna win 285.
On Jeff Neal? That's
Yeah.
a good bet.
That's a good bet.
Cejudo's
Oh, yeah,
probably
that's a
the
good
better bet.
You think Cejudo's a better bet?
Cejudo's
What,
probably the better
what was
bet.
Cejudo's
course.
line?
Yeah,
Cejudo's
probably.
line is plus 175.
He's
Wow.
Ooh,
Same thing.
wow.
Cejudo's the better bet out of those two.
So again, so for people that don't know, if you bet $100 on Henry
He's
Cejudo,
got a
you're
better
gonna win
chance of beating
275.
Marab than Jeff's got a better chance of beating him.
no.
Well, that means that now
you win 175.
is the line on the other guy? So does that mean
185
is it minus 185? Does
plus
MMA go the same
185.
way? No,
Yeah.
I know the dog is
It
plus,
goes the
but
same way.
so that means for Ian Gary you'd have to bet 200 to win 100?
No, 185.
No, I know, but to win with Ian Gary, since he's the favorite, you'd have to bet 200 to win 100.
Yeah, he's plus 210.
No, I'm trying to get the math out of this.
Yeah,
so,
he's
so
plus
basically,
210.
yeah. So for if you bet $100 and Jeff Neal wins, you're gonna win 275.
You're gonna win
If you-
185.
If
Yes.
you bet, yeah, I'm counting the bet in on the
Okay.
turnaround, right?
Yeah,
and
okay.
if you bet Ian Gary $100, you're only gonna win 85,
Right.
right? So
I mean,
you gotta know he's gonna win. I mean that's
Jeff's
not smart
the
money.
better bet if you're thinking of betting wise.
But you think Ian's gonna
Throw
win?
Ian in a parlay
Gotcha,
with
okay.
And I
Taporia.
saw
The
something
better
like
bet-
79% of bets are
the
going
better
in
bet
on
is
Ian
not the
Gary.
price. The
even
better
though
bet's who's
everybody,
gonna
even
win.
though everybody's
Going
shitting on
on
him,
Ian?
even though everybody's shitting on Ian,
Yeah.
79% of bets are for Ian.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bet Ian and Taporia, parlay that.
Ooh.
There you go, Mike.
That's the
Ooh,
parlay.
there
that's
you
the
might
parlay.
even want to throw Whitaker on there too.
Really?
Little 3-teamer. That's what I'm gonna do. for
If it were
sure.
legal, that's exactly what we
yeah,
would do.
he would
It is
actually do
illegal.
it.
Hard Rock.
That's right.
Or actually, what's the best sponsor?
BetUS.com.
BetUS.com.
perfect.
Sorry, no,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know
all
Hard Rock.
right, it's okay.
BetUS.com.
So go ahead,
Sign
Chris.
up. Go get
All right,
double your money,
Whitaker
man.
Costa, who we got?
Whitaker. I'm telling you, Costa's not
I got
gonna make
Whitaker
it
as well.
tomorrow. He's gonna pull out tomorrow morning.
He's not.
He's gonna pull out tomorrow morning. I hope I'm fucking smile
got-
at the grit. See what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you that clip. for
right?
sure.
All right, we got Volk versus Taporia.
I
The
got Ilya.
Spaniard.
I'm going Volk.
Oh!
I'm going Volk. I
You
think
gotta-
Volk. I think Taporia leads with that left hook a lot. I think Volk throws the right hand off it, and I think he could cover the distance and catch him leaving, and also late cardio. Volk's got some of the best ones. Those later rounds, if it gets there. You know, Taporia is great. He's got a great knockout power. Has all the same tattoos as Conor McGregor.
I saw that.
So,
You do remember Volk got knocked out pretty bad about 4
and it's pretty
months ago?
recently.
About 4 months ago.
Now your math on
3.
time is really good, bro. Very good.
Just,
Very good.
just gonna let you know.
That's a
Do
very,
you
that's a
guys
very
put?
good point.
Do you
That's
guys
a very
put?
pretty bad knockout.
Very good point.
Do you guys put any stock into that 35-year-old curse thing they're talking
No.
about? No, you don't. You don't think? Well,
No.
You
No,
don't-
that shit. That's for the dumbass, like mediocre fan that thinks
Yes,
age
they
is
don't
like,
know
oh,
shit.
it has a problem for the fan. Oh, we're gonna just go by age thing. That's stupidity.
Look at Jim Miller on this fucking tear.
I know, right?
You know, 41 years old, just won like 5 fights in a row.
I'm
Yeah.
37.
Yeah.
My guy I just fought was 29.
how'd that
Right.
go?
I think I won. Controlling. So I'm telling you, I think MMA's a old experienced man game. People think it's a young
I
man's
agree.
game because they have so much like umph and they can be explosive and this and that. But guess what? You can't be explosive for 15 minutes. You know. So different fight style, different ways. Just like I always, Edson Barbosa's last fight is a perfect example. That guy was younger. He was probably better, probably faster, but experience won that fight for Edson. If you rewatch that, so
Speaking of Edson, who you fought?
Speaking
for,
of Edson, that's one of my favorite fights ever. When MJ fought Edson, I became an MJ fan that day.
well,
I was like, yo.
to get out of here, people should definitely go watch our first episode with
Yeah.
Menace. But to run it down really quick for people that this is their first time seeing you, you've fought a murderer's row of people in your career, right? Who do you think was the number one, the toughest guy that you fought out there?
toughest guy.
And you fought Poirier, you fought Gaethje, you name it, you fought
Khabib.
Khabib.
Toughest would have to be between Khabib and Nate. Gaethje you can throw in that list too. So 3 extremely tough guys.
Mm-hmm. What do you think made Khabib so difficult for guys?
You know, the problem with my fight with Khabib is I took it on, 3-week notice?
Yeah, it was short
Fucking
notice.
clowning. Short notice, I took it. I was overseas doing like a tour for the troops when I took it. But I'm a fighter that's like, hey, big risk, big reward. Like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna take this fight. Like, who cares? I got 3 weeks to get ready. My team we'll do a good job. We'll go in there, we'll fight, and that's how I live my life. Lost, whatever. I think people worry so much about his wrestling dominance, they forget about their game, and that's what kind of played into mine. Like, the whole time I was getting ready, all I would hear about is fucking wrestling and his wrestling, and you got to get this, you got to get in this position, his wrestling. I needed people around me to say, fuck his wrestling. Like, you're Michael Johnson. Like, who cares? Like, you're going to defend his takedowns, and you're going to land some shots, and then we're going to work. But
that was something when I first got in the UFC, I would ask a lot of, like, the older guys, I'd be like, what do you know now that you wish you knew when you were, like, my age? And that was something Uriah Faber said to me. He's like, hey, like, don't worry about like what the other guy's got or what the other guy's doing. Like, worry about your game.
Yeah,
like maybe the motherfucker's got a nice spinning back kick or something like that. But like, yeah. So I remember that from day one. And I think that's great advice for young fighters who are listening.
And that's what I did. I paralyzed everything because I was just worried about his wrestling. So my stance was bad. I was just waiting on him to shoot on me, and he didn't shoot till like the second or third round. So that was probably the toughest.
And Greg, what do you think separates you guys over at Kill Cliff from everybody else? Why do you think you guys have had so much more success?
It's a group.
It's a group?
It's a group. It's our team.
Team meaning
we put a conscious effort into promoting the health of the group and the health of the team. I haven't been in a lot of MMA gyms, so I can't say more so than this place or that place.
I can, because I have. That was one of the things we talked about when I first came down. I came down for like 2 weeks just kind of check it out. Henry had invited me after one of my fights, and said, I'll check it out. After 2 days, I was like, I'm moving here. The environment is different. It's like my home gym, Gracie, New Jersey. Like, that's the only other place I've been where it's like a fucking family. Like, I've been to all the gyms everywhere, and nothing was like this one.
That's probably one of the biggest things I take pride in is the environment and the atmosphere inside the gym.
That's interesting.
And if we can do that, and guys care about each other, and they take care of each other, and then we have a chance to be pretty good. Because we're always it's the same shit. We're always going to go further together, man. You know? So.
When you, I'll give a personal one for our fans. I mean, obviously, people here, they love Mickey. He's our guy. He's our local guy for the Slick and Thick crew. Hasn't fought in 13 months now, coming off of a bad back injury.
Been that long?
Have you?
Yeah.
You've seen him now for all 13 months. He's been training down here. What do you think about his progress? And what do you
I
think
think
about
in the last 3 weeks, Mickey has made a big jump.
Really?
He's made a big jump.
In which way?
I just see him get more confident in how he moves and kind of what he does on the mat.
He's healthy.
Maybe a little bit longer than 3 weeks, but about that time. Yeah, I just see him. I see him more mobile.
Such a
more
fucking
intent on
difference,
things.
man. And for 3 years, like, I've been dealing with this fucking thing. Now it's done, gone. I feel that way. I feel like back to like
it's more so the mental strain too. When you're dealing with nagging injuries like that, you're just like every time you shoot,
you're afraid you're gonna hurt something.
Like, oh shit,
or you do,
know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm laying on the floor for fucking hours after.
And that is the wild shit about what you guys do. Like, all jokes aside, I got all the other athletes and all the other sports. The amount of pain you guys go through on a daily basis, like anybody, it's nuts.
Other sports get babied. They're fucking
bro
compared to what we gotta go through.
You're a man. You want to scrap? Like, fuck, I'll scrap. I don't give a shit. Do you want to scrap today at 10? Today at 5? Tomorrow at 10? I fucking do not. I do not.
But
no.
Every day, all day.
No.
All we do is fucking fight each other. Like,
the soreness is so unreal. I really don't think people understand day to day, like, these words like sacrifice and wanting it and discipline get thrown around.
No, they're just hashtags.
They're just, but like the fucking discipline and the sacrifice I see you guys making. And the way you guys care and the hours you guys put in,
nobody would be
fucking
able to,
nuts, man.
They wouldn't last
intense.
2 days. They wouldn't last 2 training sessions.
It's fucking gladiator school. It's a fucking warrior thing. And who wins in the fight between you two?
Me and Mickey. He's a little heavier.
The viewers win.
Yeah.
I would never fight my friends.
There you go. Right? Friends don't fight each other.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna get weird, man. When fucking everybour's in just
They've been
4
talking
gyms.
shit for the last 2 hours and 13 minutes. And now they have the opportunity to talk shit. They don't talk it.
Of course not.
I love Mike.
Of course, my brother.
He tried.
I gotta try for the clip. I gotta try. Now, Mike, who wins in a fight between you and Bruce Lee, Mike?
Me and Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee's dead.
In
I
his
kick
prime,
his
man.
ass.
In his prime. A prime
Bruce Lee right now.
All right, Greg. Last question here before we get out of
Prime
here.
Bruce Lee could lose to a high school
The
wrestler.
prime Bruce Lee, I beat him up.
Yeah. He's 125 pounds.
He's an actor.
125
He's a
pounds.
fucking Hollywood actor. I beat up Bruce Lee.
I can go with that.
I know 1,000 other people who would.
And I rush his ass and fucking throw them little ass kicks.
You'd be like Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in
I
Hollywood.
fight him just like I fought Edson. I just rush him. You can't.
No, you just can't leave. You've competed at the highest levels, and now you're coaching at the highest levels. If there's a kid watching this right now and wants to achieve to the level that you guys have achieved, one, what's the number one advice you can give them in any competition? And two, if you were going to build a premier fighter, if you were going to build somebody that was going to be a world champion in the UFC, and they're 15 years old right now, what should they be working on? What should their process be, and what should they prioritize?
They should be wrestling.
Wrestling?
Wrestling. And I don't do good with these absolutes, like open questions like this. Like, what's the one thing? I don't answer them very well.
Okay.
Like, I don't have a favorite movie. Like, I don't like I. There's not one thing.
Well, okay. Let me ask you this: what is something that you think you did better than other people when you were competing?
Whenever I
get to
competed,
that level?
I became really in tune with my body and with myself, and I understood where I needed to get to in order to get the best effort out possible.
Does that mean diet? What does that mean?
Yeah, diet, yeah, but there's that, the discipline part of that, but more so when it comes to direct competition. Just that hour before competition, leading up to competition, just all that kind of stuff. Whenever I got really good at wrestling, I got really good at that part.
Was that like mental acuity? Was that like so? Because that's a very interesting answer. I've never heard any. So you focused on you more than your skill set, more than you didn't want to get bigger, stronger, faster.
I knew whenever I competed, I knew whenever I got good, because I didn't always have this. I needed to figure out, after Rashad beat me in that tournament, he knocked me out of the tournament, I needed to figure out how to simplify this thing as much as I possibly could. Because I got a busy brain. What I decided is I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to score as many points as I can. If I score 18 points, I can't lose. I didn't get 10 points scored on me in a season. I can't lose a shootout, right? My second goal was to go out and get as tired as I possibly can, because that's a big hurdle. That's a big thing for a lot of young athletes, not just
You're
young
saying in
athletes,
training
actually.
or in the match?
In the match. I wouldn't go there. I mean, I trained hard,
Right.
I had to go there every day to know how to get there, but more so in competition. More so in competition that, fatigue wasn't a thing I was going to run from. I was going to run to it. And I knew if I was crawling off of this wrestling mat, then I'm probably going to be okay.
That other guy's going to be suffering
Right.
just as much, if not worse.
So that was my two things. And that's just kind of how I simplified it. And, you get all that anxiety, win, lose, fuck all that shit. I just go wrestle hard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting. So if you're out there, you're 15 years old, you're listening to this thing, you say, I want to do this thing. One, you're saying wrestle, and then in that wrestling, try to identify the thing that you do best, you're most comfortable with, and just become the best at that.
I don't know if I said that, but I would recommend that. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to crystallize what you're saying in a way that's universal, I guess.
I would say through time and repetition, you get a chance to understand yourself at a very deep level. Mm-hmm. I would say pay attention to those moments. Pay attention to those pre-fight moments. Pay attention to those pre-match moments.
Yep.
Visualize, rehearse, meditate, whatever you like to do whenever you're not competing. But put yourself in those moments as much and as often as possible.
I can tell you, I wish I listened to myself more. I wanted to be a good guy and a good teammate, and I listened to coaches, and I wanted the coaches to feel like they were being listened to. and they fucking every different level, every different team, every coach says something
Different
fucking
emphasis. Yeah,
different.
yeah.
And there's nothing worse than working on something while you're trying to compete at a high level.
Well, that's like
very
what I just
difficult
said
to
is
do.
a kind of a catch-all. It doesn't matter if, like I said, I talked about my 2 goals. If I go out there with those 2 things, I don't give a fuck what kind of information my coach is teaching me or feeding me. You know what I mean? Because I'm going hard. And I'm scoring points. And again, that's just kind of my personal way of how I kind of cut through all the shit. I mean, I was in a position to make history in the sport of wrestling, and it was a lot to take on. And some of it, early in my career, I was not ready for. Those are just the tactics that I used to get the most.
Which actually shows a remarkable amount of maturity for a 20, 21-year-old kid to be able to, do that.
I cared.
If you guys, same thing now, before you guys get out of here, if somebody's 15 years old watching this, wants to be the next Michael Johnson, wants to be the next Mickey Gall, what would you tell them to do?
Stay consistent. It's the only thing. Like I say, consistent, persistent. It's like no matter what happens, just stay consistent in what you do. Keep showing up. Keep going through the bullshit. Like, regardless, everything's a journey. Shit's not gonna be a smooth road all the way through. You know what I mean? There's gonna be fucking potholes. There's gonna be ditches. There's gonna be fucking detours. There's gonna be so much shit on your road, but just keep fucking driving. Fucking pop a tire, change that motherfucker.
It's very interesting because we had lunch yesterday, name dropping about Chaz Palminteri, one of the best actors of all time, great guy. And we asked him, "Hey Chaz, man, like, what do you think is the #1 thing for your 50 years of remarkable success?" He said, "Just show up. Just keep showing up. You said you don't know how hard it gets to show up. Just keep showing up."
He said 85% of life is just showing up.
Yeah, bro, that's the fucking problem. Fuck it. But that's the problem. Like, you just show up.
It's easy to show up when shit's good, though. It's hard to show up when shit's not good.
When shit's not good, it's fucking, like, it's devastating. Like I won my fight, Saturday? I've trained already 2-3 times this week. I just won. It's easy for me to get back in there and want to keep going. If I lose, you're fucking feeling bad for yourself. It's this and that. People don't understand. It's hard to...
all that victim shit.
Yeah, but it's hard to get back up from a loss. And I've done the same thing. I've lost and I've got my ass back in there the next day or so. Like, I got to fix this. But just, like I said, just show up, stay consistent, regardless. If it's good, if it's bad, fucking show up.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback on that because that's something that I say as well is, like, if you love this, it should be pretty easy to show up at the gym as much as you can. If you spend as much time on the mats learning from quality people, you're going to set yourself up for success. You know what I mean? Right? If you love it and you really fucking love it, if you don't like it, then it's not for you anyway. But if you really love it, you're going to want to show up 2 times a day. So go do it. Awesome. Show up.
Guys, I can't thank you guys. Show the fuck up. I can't thank you guys enough for coming. Mickey, you want to take us out?
Menace is Mike. You get it? It's double entendre. He's Menace. He's Mike. We're talking on mics.
Mike.
Hey, you guys are gonna be massive. It's a great thing that you guys have. As long as you show up and stay consistent.
There you go.
I'll give you my advice. Not that it was asked, assholes. But you got to get to 100 episodes, no matter what. Nothing happens until you get to 100 eapsodes. The money, nothing happens.
Device,
nothing.
Yeah, most podcasts are done before like 30 episodes.
Before, yeah.
If you get to 100,
like 90, if you get to, I think you told me if you get to 30 episodes, you've done more than 99% of.
You're
podcasts.
in the 1%.
Yeah, we're close to.
If you get to 101 episodes, you are in the 1%
you guys do
of 1%
one a week?
Podcasts on it.
1 week, 2 weeks.
Got to be consistent.
1 week is changing it to a week now.
Now when we were
done about 10, 12.
When we were starting this thing, and I was telling you, I was like, watch. It's going to be nothing. 50 episodes, it's going to be nothing. And when we get close to 100, watch what happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Because people have like a weird attraction to like things that have kept going. Things like
they fall in love with you. Become your friend.
It's like, I want to pay attention to it till it's something.
Find your fucking
or things like that, and then you get these fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's an unbelievably humbling thing to be doing a show in like Grand Rapids and have 20 people show up and they say, "Dude, we love your show. We put it on every day at the fucking at the the dudes who were in the mechanics. They were like, bro, we show up and we throw on all
the
that
firehouse in the truck,
they're
listening
for
to it.
5
Truck
hours. The truck
drivers.
drivers, the amount of truck drivers that are fans of ours. They got 3 hours and fucking. It's a fucking dope thing, man.
That's cool.
But that's our job to make sure we get shit done. We have to do it, and it's not always easy. But you guys have the fucking goods for sure, man. You guys are gonna be fantastic. Tell them where they can find you, Greg. People can find
Coach
you.
G Jones. Instagram.
Content Greg.
My new
Greg.
Get that
TikTok. I'm on
content.
TikTok now.
Oh no, he's on TikTok, baby.
But most importantly, check out my Discord, Coach G Jones MMA.
Discord.
Discord.
Wow.
A lot of
You
good
a
shit
drug
on there.
dealer?
Discord, Discord. You know?
Very nice. Discord is where the dissidents are. That's where everybody at the gun show is.
That's
at
where
the
you
Discord.
find me.
I like it. And you got
funny.
tell them where they can find you, Mike.
Menace Fight on Instagram. Menace is Mike on Instagram. Twitter is the same. Facebook's the same. Killcliff fight page. I'll be on there somewhere scattered through.
If you guys like the way Mickey looked, check out Nevin Sunglasses, Brute Seltzer, Battle Bars, The Wellness Company, TWC.HEALTH, BetUS.com.
Go
Use
place
code
those bets unless you hate
S&P
money.
125. I am Gerard Michaels. I got a show this Thursday night in Boca Raton. Check it out. That is the great Mickey Gall. You can find him at Mickey Gall, where all fine social media is pervade. We are Slick and Thick, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys. Love you.